Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. Dobie.
My feelings about Thalia Menninger are all mixed up. Sometimes I feel one way, sometimes I feel another. Sometimes I feel both ways at once. Like I say, my feelings are all mixed up. Thalia Menninger's feelings about me, on the other hand, are clear. Crystal clear.
Dobie Gillis, I hate you.
Thalia, you can't mean it.
I certainly do. I hate you.
But why?
Because I love you.
I'm a little confused.
Why, it makes all the sense in the world. Now, what do I want most out of life?
Money.
All right, smart apple.
Somehow this is going to get around to your father's kidney condition. I feel it.
Well, listen, my father worked hard to make me beautiful. Let's take braces, for instance.
By all means, let's take braces.
Now, look at this smile.
Gorgeous.
True, gorgeous. Why, do you know how much money my father spent to put braces on my teeth so I could have a gorgeous smile? Oh, a fortune.
But worth every penny.
Now, look, Dobie, in all conscience, how can I use beautiful, expensive teeth like these to capture a pauper like you? But, why, it's ridiculous. The bait is worth more than the fish.
Bait? Fish? Thalia, I'm still a little confused.
You know, you'll always be a little confused, and that's why you'll always be a pauper. To get rich, you need a quick, sharp mind, and... well, you're all muddled and mixed up and confused.
But you love me.
And that's why I hate you. Oh, if I didn't love you, I'd be going with someone with a brilliant future. Someone who'd represent a fair return on all the money invested in these teeth and head and this body.
Tough, Thalia. But what are you going to do? We're stuck for each other.
You're stuck, Buster. I'm packing you in.
Thalia, if you give me back that high Y pen once more, you're going to break the catch. And where am I going to get the money to fix it so you can put it on again tomorrow when you take it back?
Now, I told you, Dobie, we are through. Forever. Goodbye.
Thalia! Thalia, you can't be serious. You're kidding, aren't you? Thalia? Yep, she did it. She broke the catch.
Maynard.
Maynard!
Maynard, where do you go when you take off on these strange flights of yours?
Out, man. Far out.
Believe me, Maynard, there's nothing I'd like better than to leave you there. But I'm afraid the law requires you to be here during school hours.
Well, those are the breaks.
Yes, Maynard, fate could have dealt us a better hand. Both of us. You know, I once turned down an opportunity to go into the aluminum siding business. But let us not mourn our fate. Let us accept our lot with a smile.
Yes, sir.
Smile, Maynard. There's a good soldier. Now, Maynard and the rest of the troops, will you kindly turn to page 281? Thalia.
Go away.
Look, Thalia, my high Y pen. I had a chain put on it like a little locket, see?
I'm not interested.
But you love me.
When will you get it through your head that you and I are finished?
I'm delighted to hear you're finished, Maynard, because I would rather like to begin. And Dobie, will you please apply all your tiny powers of concentration, because I'm about to take up the study of logic. Logic is nothing more nor less than the science of thinking. In other words, it now becomes my task to try to teach you how to think. This looms as one of the bleakest undertakings in the history of education. However...
Magruder's class. I was told to report to Mr. Magruder's class.
Yes, this is Mr. Magruder's class.
I am Whitney.
How do you do, Miss Whitney?
Not Miss Whitney. Whitney.
Whitney what?
Just Whitney.
No other name.
Oh, I have another name, of course.
Good.
But I never use it.
Oh?
I have to make an impression fast.
You're succeeding totally.
Good. I lack security, you know.
You lack something.
I just moved to town. In the past 4 years, we've lived in 5 different towns. It's because of my father's business that we have to move from town to town.
I see.
He builds bridges. There's oodles of money in bridges.
How very pleasant.
Perhaps, but money won't buy security. Here I am in a new town, a new school. By the time I grow organized in this town, we'll be moving to another one. That is why I must snatch security where I can.
Whitney, I'm sure all of us in this class, in fact, in the entire school, join in wishing you success. Now, would you be good enough to sit down? There's a nice seat here, right in the front row.
Thank you, but I prefer to sit over there.
May one ask why?
I like the looks of that boy. Look at that face. He has no guile. He won't betray me. I need a boy like that for my security.
As I was saying, today we will begin the study of logic, which is the science of thinking itself. As the philosopher Descartes said, I think, therefore I am. Cogito, ergo sum.
Ooh.
Hard day even for me. Read pages 281 to 293 tonight. We'll begin tomorrow. Right now, I'm going to the psychologist's office and lie down. Class dismissed.
Fellow,
Yes, ma'am?
you'll do. You may go steady with me.
Isn't this a little sudden?
Look at me, fellow. I'm rich, beautiful, and glamorous. To you, I represent the fulfillment of your wildest dreams. To me, you represent security. Why shilly-shally? Here is my hand.
Just a minute. Just a darn minute. It just so happens that this man is mine.
Yesterday you told me I was a dumbbell.
Which you are.
Oh, yes, you are, fellow.
How come everybody wants him if he's so dumb?
He's a dumbbell, but he's my dumbbell. So keep your cotton-picking hands off.
Well, why don't we let the dumbbell decide for himself?
Because he's too dumb.
Good point.
Now, just a minute. Just a darn minute.
Don't dawdle, fellow.
I'm-
Make up your mind. I need my security in a hurry.
Well, I've got to think.
Yeah, me too.
I love Thalia. Always have.
Yeah, but she keeps dumping you.
But she always comes back.
And dumps you again.
True, true. Now,
Yeah, Whitney.
on the other hand, is rich, beautiful, glamorous.
And kooky.
Well, what would you call Thalia?
Kooky.
Yeah, it's a hard choice, hard. I've got to think it out very carefully. I don't want to make a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it, Dobe. Flip a coin.
Oh, you don't have a coin to flip, and you never will. I'm taking you as you are, penniless and dumb.
And so will I. But make up your mind quickly.
Yes, quickly.
Thalia, I'm yours.
Ah, ha, ha,
Oh, you fool.
Well, my girl, my sweet, steady girl, when will I see you?
ha. Oh, I don't know. Call me sometime.
Aha, so that's the way it's going to be. Maynard, go catch Whitney.
All right, Dobe.
All right, all right, all right.
Steadies?
Steadies.
Mm-hmm.
When do you want to see me?
Later. And also tonight after supper.
And where do we
And,
go?
Well, the fact is, Thalia, I'm
A little short of cash.
Yeah, I thought we might go for
A
a
nice long walk.
Uh-huh.
I can see it all now. Life with Dobie. One nice long walk. Oh,
Hey, Dobe.
Uh-huh.
I got like an idea how you can become a big success by walking.
How?
Become a mailman.
Thanks, Maynard. Mom, would you say I was a dumbbell?
Of course not.
Ask me, boy.
Don't you dare call Dobie a dumbbell.
Dumbbell? Why, there is the smartest kid I ever saw. Never does a lick of work, never opens a school book, sleeps 14 hours a night, chases girls all day. How smart can you get?
Now, Herbert.
He isn't waiting to die to go to heaven, you know. He's having his right now.
Oh, Herbert, that's not fair.
This boy's got it up here. He's really got it. You and I are the dumbbells, working and sweating and suffering.
Oh, I suffer, Dad. These cheeks may be young and unlined, but down deep my soul's etched with scars.
Etched?
Dad, I don't want to criticize, and I know you do your best according to your meager understanding. But, Dad, when a guy comes home from a day out in that hard world, is it too much to expect a little sympathy? Oh, Dad, I know you'll try to do better.
I gotta kill that boy. I just got him.
You gotta understand that boy. That's what you gotta. He really does suffer, you know. He's at the awkward age.
Well, I'm at the awkward age, too. Old arms and old legs and no help from that young, awkward age bum.
Keep shouting, Herbert. That's the way to learn things. Keep shouting.
I'm sorry, Winnie.
That's better. As I was saying, Dobie is at a difficult time of life. He's no longer a boy, and he's not yet a man.
But why isn't he a man? He's as tall as a man. He weighs as much as a man. He walks like a man. He eats like a horse. Why isn't he a man?
Keep shouting.
All right, Winnie, no more shouting, but explain it to me, will you please? Slowly, I'm dumb. I guess that's where the kid gets it.
Oh, you're not dumb, Herbert, and neither is Dobie. You're a father and he's a teenager, and you're both acting according to plan.
Who made up this plan?
The good Lord, I guess. Do you really think that Dobie's so different from other teenagers?
You mean they're all like that?
Of course.
Ooh, the mind trembles, kid.
What were you like when you were 17?
Well,
Well,
I was
yes.
like Dobie.
There, you see?
Oh, you're a wise woman, Winnie.
And you're a wise man, Herbert.
Come back.
No! Wise man, let's get to work.
Okay, wise woman. There's just one thing I still don't understand.
What?
Well, if you're so wise and I'm so wise, how come we got such a dumbbell for a son?
When I picked up Thalia, I thought she was going to be unhappy. In fact, I thought she'd give me the rough side of her tongue. But she was a doll, an angel, so sweet, so happy. I couldn't figure it out. Thalia, I said, why are you so happy?
Because I finally figured out a way to make you a success. Now, do you remember the assignment Mr. Magruder gave us in logic?
No.
Swell. Dobie, logic is the science of thinking.
Uh-huh.
Why, do you know that people can actually be taught to think?
You're kidding.
No, and that's why I'm so happy for you. Why, you don't have to be dumb all your life. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, wonderful. Come on, let's walk over to the movie. Sometimes they forget to lock the side door.
Now, just a minute. You're not paying attention. This is the most important thing that ever happened to you. Why, this book here can wake up that sluggish mind of yours.
My mind's
Now,
so sluggish, how am I going to understand all this stuff in the book?
Well, I'll teach you. I'll coach you step by step, bit by bit.
That's all we're going to do?
Until you learn to think. Now, let's get started. Pay close attention. Before we can learn to think properly, we must learn to detect the common fallacies of logic. A fallacy is simply a false argument. Unfortunately, there are a great many fallacies being spread around daily, and most of us have not learned how to distinguish what is false from what is true. Now, until we do, we cannot learn how to think. Therefore, let us turn the cold light of truth on some widespread fallacies. Oh, isn't this exciting, Dobie?
That's the word, exciting.
Now, first, let us examine the fallacy called dictosimpliciter.
Dictosimpliciter. Hey, catchy title. Bet you Maynard could set it to music.
You rang?
Oh, hi, good buddy. What you doing?
Oh, I was just out picking up some tinfoil.
Oh, say, you know, Maynard's got a ball of tinfoil this big at home.
Oh, no, now it's this big.
Well, what do you do with it?
Oh, I pick it up and put it in a ball.
And then what do you do with it?
Oh, I go out and pick up some more.
Oh, excuse me, I should have known. Goodbye, Maynard.
Yeah, hey, what are you cats doing?
Studying.
Thalia's going to teach me how to think.
Oh, you won't like it.
Maynard, if you don't listen, we'll be quiet. First, let us examine the fallacy called dictosimpliciter.
Oh, wee, wow, what a beat. Dictosimpliciter, dicky-dicky-doo.
Yeah, I knew he'd love it.
Stop it this minute, or I'm leaving.
Knock it off, Maynard.
First, let us examine the fallacy called dictosimpliciter. Dictosimpliciter means an argument based on unqualified generalization. For example, exercise is good, therefore everyone should exercise.
No, I agree. I think exercise is wonderful.
Yeah, like builds your body.
And that's why I like nice long walks. They develop your leg muscles. You know, I got the second biggest calves in the whole school.
No
Will
kidding.
you two shut up? Now, the argument is a fallacy. It is not true. Oh, when you say exercise is good, you must qualify it. You see? For some people, exercise is not good. For instance, if you have a heart attack or kidney condition or like that. So you can't just say exercise is good. You must say exercise is usually good or exercise is good for many people. But you must qualify it first, don't you see?
Yeah.
I got a question.
Yes?
Who's got the biggest?
Biggest what?
The biggest calves in the whole school.
Oh, Milton. His are bigger, I'll admit. Mine are harder, and that's what counts.
One
Yeah.
more chance, Dobie, and then I'm walking. This time it's forever.
Okay, okay. Quiet, Maynard.
Now, next we take up post hoc.
Post hoc. No beat.
Here is an example. Let's not take Bill on our picnic. Every time we take him, it rains.
Say,
And
you
then-
know I knew a guy just like that. Walter Funk. Remember him, Maynard?
Sure, little fat guy with glasses.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Remember, every time we took him on a picnic or to a ball game or like that, it rained buckets.
Yeah, I wonder whatever happened to him.
Probably drowned in a rainstorm.
Oh, don't you see? The argument is a fallacy. It would have rained whether Walter Funky was there or not. He didn't cause it, don't you see? And for your further information, you've just blown your last chance with me. I'm through with you. This is the end.
Careful when you take it off. You'll break the chain. Yep. Yep, she broke the chain.
Tough good, buddy.
Maynard, how am I ever going to get Thalia?
You ain't. So why don't you take the other?
Whitney? She's a kook.
Yeah, but she's an available kook.
True.
When a guy needs chicks the way you need chicks, you better grab what's available.
You could be right.
Believe me, Dobe, that ain't no fallacy.
Maynard, you are right. I'm going to do it.
Good luck, good buddy.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'll dig you like later.
Where are you going?
Pick up some more tinfoil.
Hi, Whitney.
Hello, fellows.
Whitney, I don't mean to pry, but have you found the steady guy yet?
No, and the sands of time are running out. I grow more insecure by the hour. Do you have anyone in mind?
Me.
Splendid. We'll start tonight.
Uh-huh.
I'll get the convertible from Daddy or the
Oh,
town
yeah.
car if the weather isn't fine.
That would be nice.
Just a minute. Just a darn minute.
Yes.
He's mine and butt out.
But Thalia, last night you
That
said...
was last night. This is today.
You mean you want me back?
Of course.
I'm confused.
It's simple, Dobe. She only wants you and somebody else wants you.
No, Thalia. This time I am not coming back.
Oh, don't be silly. You love me. Look at these teeth in this face and this body.
You can't knock it, Dobe.
That's a fact.
Yes, she does have a certain folksy charm, while I, on the other hand,
You,
am
on the
rich.
other hand, shut up. Dobie, darling, come back.
Thalia, I am a man with feelings. I'm not a yo-yo to be sent away and pulled back whenever the mood strikes you. Now, if I come back this time, you've got to promise me it's for always.
All right, Dobie, I promise. Unless, of course, I get tired of you.
Oh, well, that's different.
Yes.
Steadies?
Steadies.
Yeah, uh-huh.
All right.
Yes. Oh, here's my high-Y pin. The chain's broken and the catch is broken. You'll have to figure out some way to keep it on.
I'll figure it out, Dobie.
Yes, my darling. Yes, my great tawny animal.
Gad, what you're doing to my security.
You're not helping mine much either. And now, if you young lovers can succeed in disengaging yourselves temporarily, I'd like to start the class. Open your books to page 281. Does anyone here happen to know how I got into teaching? No? Well, if you find out, tell me, will you?
All right, Herbert, here he comes now. You're on your own.
Winnie, I am not...
You better.
Are you threatening me?
You bet. And I'll be waiting upstairs.
Ah, come on in here, boy. Am I glad to see you?
You are?
Yeah, come on, boy. Let you and I have a heart-to-heart talk and get to understand each other better.
Dad, I've got a date.
Break it.
With Thalia.
Break it.
You're kidding, of course.
I said break it. Your mother wants us to have a heart-to-heart talk and get to understand each other better, and by George, that is what we are going to do.
Dad, listen to me. What do we want to understand each other for? Well, we've got such a solid relationship now. Good, clean, honest hostility. I mean, we know where we stand. Why louse it up?
You know something? You're right, boy.
Sure, Dad. See you later.
See you later, too.
Oh, Dad, I don't suppose you'd let me have some money, would you?
That's my Dobie who said that.
You mean you will?
I mean, get out of here before I kill you.
Good old Dad.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, dear.
Boy, don't make me tell you no again. It's a... we understand each other, Winnie. We understand each other.
Yeah, I had a date with Thalia, all right. If you can call it a date.
No, Dobie. Now, I'll try once more. And please try to concentrate.
Okay.
Okay, now, the fallacy is called false analogy. An analogy is a comparison between things. Got it?
Got it.
Okay, false analogy.
Oh, hi, Whitney.
Bonjour, fellow. Bonjour, fellow. Here, sirs.
Yes. Never mind Theodore Barra. Pay attention to the logic.
Yes, Thalia.
Now, false analogy. Here's an example. Students should be allowed to look at their textbooks during an exam. After all, surgeons have x-rays to guide them during an operation. Lawyers have briefs to guide them during a trial. Carpenters have blueprints to guide them when they build a house. So why shouldn't students be allowed to look at their books during an examination?
Right. Best idea I've heard in years.
Don't you know the fallacy? Now, what's wrong with it? Think.
Sure, it's a fallacy. Doctors, lawyers, carpenters, they're not taking tests to find out if they learned anything, but students are. So how can you make a comparison?
Oh, right.
Oh,
100% right.
Yeah.
Oh, you can think. You're not altogether dumb.
Yeah.
Now, wasn't it worth all that work and study?
Yeah, I guess so.
No, I know so, because now one thing is obvious to me. You have got a brain.
Ah, dicto simpliciter.
You what?
You just made a dicto simpliciter. How can you say flatly that I've got a brain? You've got to qualify it. Say I might have a brain, or it's possible I have a brain, but you haven't got enough evidence to make a generalization.
Oh, I've got enough evidence. You don't have to eat a whole cake to know it's good.
Ah, false analogy. I'm not a cake, I'm a fella.
Well, my goodness, you have learned your logic. I'm proud of you. Well, right before my beautiful eyes, I've seen a lump of clay turn into a thinking machine.
Yeah, I'm kind of proud of myself. And I am grateful to you, Thalia. Really, I am. For teaching me how to think.
Oh, forget it. Well, what should we do now?
Well, I don't know about you, Thalia, but now that I've learned to think, the first thing I'm going to do is dump you.
What?
Yeah, I'm leaving you. I'm thinking at last, thanks to you. And I'm thinking I got no future with you.
Oh, but you love me.
True. I love you, and you love money. So maybe you stick with me a few months, maybe even a couple of years. But finally a guy with money comes along and takes a look at those beautiful eyes and those teeth and that head and that body, and it's goodbye, Dobie. So let me say it first. Goodbye, Thalia.
Dobie!
You can keep the high Y pin. Bye, Thalia. Whitney, my dear.
Yes, fellow.
Whitney, I've recently learned to think.
How nice for you.
Thank you. And I made up my mind to accept your offer. I'll go steady with you.
The boat has sailed.
Both? What do you mean?
I have been watching you, fellow. I've been watching that Thalia person teaching you how to think. And I knew it was only a matter of time until she succeeded totally. And, fellow, I don't want a boy who can think.
Why not?
Because a boy who can think is a boy who can plot, and a boy who can plot is a boy who can scheme. And how can I have a boy like that for my security?
I see. Listen, Whitney, I don't think all that good, honest.
Too late. I have selected another.
Who?
Like hi.
Maynard!
Come sit by me, fellow.
Maynard, my best friend. How could you do this to me?
What?
Oh, Maynard.
But you're with Thalia, aren't you? I mean, weren't you?
No, it's
I mean, I
all
wouldn't
right,
give you a
Maynard.
fanciful
It's
doll.
all right.
Here, you take her if you want her.
All right, sit down, Maynard. You keep her. I wish you a long life and happiness, both of you. Me, I'll get along somehow.
What's with him?
He's learned to think.
Poor devil.
Maynard, promise me something. Promise me you'll never learn how to think.
Oh, not a chance. Not a chance.
Loneliness isn't too bad once you get used to it.
You don't need to be lonely anymore, good buddy. I'm back with you.
What about Whitney?
Moved to Cleveland. Her father's like building a bridge.
Oh.
Yeah, I wonder what they do with the bridge in Cleveland.
Gee, I'm sorry, Maynard.
Oh, I don't mind. Because it's you and me again, good buddy. Just you and me. And that's the way it'll always be.
I'm afraid so, Maynard. No offense, but I'm afraid so.
gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde, is she tall, is she dark, is she small, is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own. Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde, is she tall, is she dark, is she small, is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. Dobie.
The other day in school, I learned about this ancient Greek named Diogenes, who used to go around with a lantern looking for an honest man. Well, that's what I do. Only I don't look for a man, I look for a girl. And she doesn't have to be honest. She can be crooked as a dog leg, just so she's beautiful and soft and pink and round and mine. Boy, do I look. I look with lanterns, with flashlights, with matches, with telescopes, with radar. But do I find a girl? No. No, the only girl I can get is a girl nobody else wants, especially me.
Dobie, you're fighting me.
I sure am, Zelda, and I will continue to fight as long as there's breath in my body.
Why?
Zelda, no offense, but I hate you.
It'll pass. Dobie, don't be a fool. Grapple me to your bosom. You'll never get another girl.
Why not?
Well, to get a girl, you need money. To get money, you need to work. And that lets you out, Buster.
That's right.
Darn right that's right.
Zelda, would you say I was a bum?
Been saying it for years.
So what do you want with me?
How many times have I asked myself that question? How many nights have I lain awake and said, why? Why? Why?
Why?
Here I am, a girl with a brilliant future. Intelligent, determined, beautiful, ambitious.
Beautiful?
All right, so I haven't quite filled out yet. So give me time.
I'll give you 40 years. Just keep away from me.
How can I keep away from you? I love you.
Zelda!
And even if you don't know it, you love me too.
Ah, come on.
I'll prove it. Just now, when I wrinkled my nose at you, you wrinkled yours right back.
Keep telling you, it's just a reflex.
Admit it, Dobie. You love me.
Zelda, I love my mother and father. I love my brother Davy. I love my friend Maynard. I love my little dog Spot. I love my new tweed jacket. I love bowling. I love potato chips. But you, Zelda? No, Zelda.
Dobie, we're wasting time.
You're not going to get off my back, huh?
Never.
I'll run away.
I'll follow you.
I'll lock myself in my room.
I'll climb in the window.
I'll disgrace you. I'll pick my teeth in public. I won't wash. I won't shave.
You rang? Hey, Big Daddy. Zelda, you still on Dobie's back?
I sure am, Maynard, and you should be too.
Me?
Maynard, you call yourself Dobie's friend.
I'll fight anybody who says I'm not, including you, even if you are smaller.
Splendid. Now, as Dobie's friend, what do you say his future looks like?
It's like black, girl. I mean, it's like black.
Exactly. He needs help.
Like desperately.
So who's going to help him? You? You're worse off than he is.
I'm worse off than anybody is.
So who will help him? His father?
Father helped me to the hospital.
Maynard, I will help him.
You're all heart, girl.
Maynard, will you knock it off? Some friend. Zelda, please. You're a nice girl, and you've got a big heart, and I don't like to rank you, honest. But please, Zelda, be a good kid and veg off.
I would if I could, Dobie, but I love you, and I've got to help you out. So come on, sit down and listen carefully, because I've got a plan.
A plan, huh? Let's like hear it.
You like hear it. I'm going. Wait.
Now, let's start with first principles. Dobie is never going to be able to make a living.
Like true.
So we might as well forget about a business or a profession for him.
Like true.
The only way that Dobie will ever survive is for him to go back to the land.
Like true. What land?
The farm. After Dobie and I are married, we're going to live on a little farm.
Oh, now, listen.
Girl, continue on.
We'll raise our own food. We'll spin our own cloth. We'll make our own clothing. We'll be self-sufficient.
But Dobe don't know nothing about farming.
Or anything else. But I thought of that, too. So we're going down to school and enroll Dobie in biology. He can learn all about plant and animal life.
He'll flunk.
Not with me to help him.
Yeah. Girl, I gotta hand it to you. Got everything figured out. Every angle. It's like foolproof.
Thank you, Maynard. Well, Dobie, what do you say?
It's like your only chance, man.
And I love you.
Zelda! That
nose
doesn't
open.
prove a thing, I tell you. It's like a reflex. Somebody wrinkles their nose and you wrinkle back. Watch. See? You can do it with anybody. Oh, watch this. Excuse me.
getting at?
Just this. The way you two feel about me, I've got to figure you wouldn't give me a bum steer. I mean, you must have my interests at heart. So it's a deal.
You'll never regret it, lover doll. Well, come on, let's go enroll in biology.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so long, you cats. I'm going down to the record store.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, what?
Maynard, are you my buddy?
The buddiest.
And I'm your buddy.
Like, thanks.
I'll never leave you, Maynard. Depend on it.
Gee, I'm getting pretty misty, Dobe.
Where you go, I go. Where I go, you go.
Hey, you're like a real human being.
If I take biology, you take biology. If I live on the farm, you live on the farm. If I marry Zelda, you are the hired man.
Just a minute. I didn't count on him being in on the deal.
Yeah, like right.
That's the deal. It's a package. Take it or leave it.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, let's go to school.
Yeah, wait for
Oh, hi, Zelda.
Dobie, you made it. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Well...
Hey, Dobe, they're alive. Look, there's mice and rabbits and...
Guinea pigs.
little rabbits. Big mice.
Guinea pigs.
Okay, don't tell me. Oh, they're kind of cute.
Swell.
Isn't this wonderful?
Zelda! Look, Zelda, I'm going along with you because I said I would. But down deep, I can't help feeling the whole thing's a disaster. A total disaster. And remember, Zelda, it's on your head.
Nonsense. You'll love biology.
The only thing I love is watching him take biology.
Hey, you rascal. One of the coolest things I've seen since the Kingston Trio. You're the Yensman. Hey, you got teeth? Let me see you smile. You got teeth. You got teeth.
Well, good morning, class. I'm glad to see everybody hard at work. I've got a No, Maynard. Say it isn't so.
Like what, sir?
You're just passing through, aren't you? You're not taking biology, are you? Are you, Maynard? Are you?
Like yes, sir.
Of course. And if you're here, then the other prize package must be here.
Here, sir.
What else? All right. Go sit down.
Yes, sir.
I don't deserve it. No, sir, I don't. I teach 4 sections of English and 2 sections of biology. I coach the debating team and the soccer team, and I work in a gas station at night. And I just don't deserve it, that's all. But enough of pathos. Let's get down to hormones.
Hormones?
Hormones, my young louts, are the components of the body which bear on sex.
Ooh, what he said.
For the benefit of the newcomers, I would like to explain that a team consists of 3 students all seated at the same bench. You 3 will be a team. And Zelda, you have my profoundest sympathy. Now, each team, I say, will take 3 chickens, no more than a month old, and inject them with hormones at 5-day intervals. 1 chicken will receive female hormones, 1 will receive male hormones, and 1 will receive none. Any questions? Yes?
Where do we get hormones?
Well, you might try your friendly neighborhood grocer.
My neighborhood grocer isn't very friendly.
The hormones will be supplied, yes, Maynard?
Where do we get chickens?
Perhaps a poultry dealer is the answer. Poultry are very much like chickens.
Yeah, good thinking.
Yes?
What do you mean inject?
I mean, inject.
With a needle? Us? Live chickens? Us? With a needle? Us? You gotta be kidding.
Yes, 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 no. Any further questions? Thank you.
All right, that does it. I'm quitting.
Me too.
Why? What's wrong?
I'm not sticking any needles in chickens.
Live chickens.
Oh, Pooh, it doesn't hurt him a bit.
How do you know? Are you a chicken?
I'm chicken. I'm not sticking needles into nobody.
Jackie, it doesn't hurt him, I tell you. I know just how to do it. Okay, I'll do all the injecting. Now, just be calm.
No. Okay, all right, Zelda. But remember what I said. It's on your head.
Herbert? Oh, Sparky?
o'clock, dear.
I know it's 4 o'clock.
It's time for the afternoon delivery.
I know it's time for the afternoon delivery.
And what are you waiting for?
A miracle.
What?
Winnie, what time does Dobie get out of school?
2:30.
And how far away is the school?
You know how far, about a half a mile.
Mm-hmm. Some people can run a whole mile in 4 minutes. But my son can't run a half a mile in 90 minutes. Not once has he gotten home from school in time to make the afternoon delivery. Not once. But I am an optimist. I live in faith and hope. I believe that someday, some sweet day, he is going to miscalculate. His timing is going to be off just a fraction. And he will come through this door and be stuck with the afternoon delivery. Oh.
Herbert?
What?
Aren't you going to say it?
You mean I gotta kill that boy? I just gotta... No.
Hi, Mom.
Hi.
Like hi.
Dad's gone, isn't
Yes,
he?
dear, he just left.
Mom, we're in a little trouble.
Well, looks like Maynard certainly is. What on earth have you got on the day?
Now, light, please.
All right, Maynard.
Oh, them feathers tickle. Man, I thought it was gonna win.
What in the world are you doing with those?
It's for an experiment, Mom, in biology.
But you don't take biology.
Yeah, ask her.
Oh, it's my idea. I'm going to make a farmer out of him so he won't starve to death after we're married.
Mhm.
And you won't have to worry anymore.
Well, that's very reassuring. What are you going to do with the chickens?
So we need some place to keep them.
For how long?
I don't know, 6, 8 weeks.
6, 8 weeks?
We tried to keep him at my house, but my father said he'd kill me.
My father started to.
So I thought...
No, Dobie, you didn't. How do you imagine that your father's going to feel?
Like, wow.
Yes, like wow.
Mother Gillis.
Mother Gillis, that's me?
Of course. Mother Gillis, you just got to help us out. For Dobie's sake. I mean, he doesn't have to be a bum for the rest of his life.
Well, thanks.
He can just get over this one hurdle. I'll see to it that he always has a warm meal and good homespun clothing and a bed.
Excuse me, where are you planning to keep the chickens? And I'm talking to him.
That old storeroom down in the basement, way in the corner. The one we don't use anymore.
Your father will
Never find out. Come on, man, let's get cracking.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mother Gillis. Together, you and I will salvage that bum.
I gotta kill that girl. I just got
If I told you that Zelda's plan worked out, I'd be a liar. And I'm not. Oh, I lie a little, but only to my parents and girls and teachers and like that. No, sir. Zelda's plan was just what I said. A disaster. A total disaster. She was right about one thing. Only one. The injections did not hurt the chickens. But...
Now, don't worry about a thing. It's quick and simple and painless. Now, watch. See, now you just pick up a weight and... See, that's all there is to it. Quick and simple and painless.
Man, I like one out. Poking needles and chickens. That's for 6 other chicken pokers, not me.
No, Maynard, I hate to admit it, but Zelda's right. I'll never be able to make a living.
Like true.
Business, a profession, even a skilled profession like sheet metal work. All out.
Like true.
Farming's my only chance.
Like sad, but like true. Fool around with them chickens.
Oh, Maynard, the way farming's done today, the chances are I'll never even have to come near a chicken. Or a cow, or any other
Cows
animal.
milk themselves?
Well, no, not exactly. You see, they have machines now, and you just push buttons, and,
Cool.
you can run a whole
Push
farm.
a button and out comes butter.
What?
Push another
No.
button and out
Well,
comes
not-
eggs.
not
Another
quite.
kumquat.
Maynard.
Flip a switch and like all the apples are turned for you.
That's not
I mean, like
what I
turn on
meant.
the juice and you're up to your knees in watermelons.
Maynard.
I mean, like there's no more hacking around with a shovel. No more chopping around with a rake. I mean, like the old gray mare is gone. And the young gray mare is gone.
Maynard! People are watching.
I don't like farming. Too mechanized. No challenge.
You know something, Maynard?
What?
I don't like it either. And another thing bugged me. I had a feeling we were messing around with the forces of nature, and I didn't like it. I mean, the chicken who was getting shots of male hormones grew like crazy and started cock-a-doodle-dooing all the time. Which put my mother in kind of a spot.
hear anything, dear.
Well, I did. I've been hearing it for days, and it keeps getting louder.
You're imagining things, dear.
Winnie, I tell you there's a rooster around here someplace.
Nonsense. What would a rooster be doing around here? Now, come on, dear. It's time for the 4 o'clock delivery.
I know it's time for the 4 o'clock delivery. Dobie ain't here.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Dobie, that's it. He's raising chickens.
Dobie? Raising chickens? Why, what sense would that make?
I don't know. Last year he tried to raise a mustache. What sense did that make?
You'll be late for the delivery.
Don't tell me you didn't hear that.
Hear what?
Winnie, I'll be a little late getting back.
Why?
Because when I finish making the deliveries, I'm going to go out and see a good ear doctor. Or maybe a good head doctor.
Chickens, hypodermics, Zelda. There's a combination for you. Oh, life was dark, dark. Then, in the midst of the darkness, there was light. There was more than light. There was a sunburst.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Imogene Burkhardt.
I'm Dobie Gillis. You're gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Why haven't I seen you before?
Well, I just moved into town.
You just moved into town and you smile right at me?
Well, yes, I hate to be lonely.
Oh, well, then you can't be going steadier like that, can you?
No. How about you?
Well, I have kind of a loose arrangement, but it's subject to cancellation.
Well, you're cute.
You are poetry. You are beauty. You are life.
That loose arrangement you spoke about. Why don't you cancel it?
Precisely what I was thinking. You great tawny animal. Now that's why I live in hope. Because you just never know when something wonderful's going to happen. Ah, when life is good, there's nothing better. But enough of jubilation. I have some grim business to take care of. I have to tell Zelda it's all over between us. And believe me, I don't look forward to it.
Yes, Dobie?
Zelda, first I want you to know that I appreciate everything you've done for me. You've been devoted and faithful.
Who is she?
And
The girl you're dumping me for.
no, her name is Imogene Burkhardt. She's new in town.
She'd have to be to get stuck with you.
I'll overlook that, Zelda. I know how shook up you must be. I mean, the way you love me, it's got to be a terrible blow. But it's over, my dear, so isn't it better to break it off clean and honest?
Oh?
Zelda, it would please me very much if we could part friends.
Oh?
Zelda, I knew you'd understand.
Dobie, you've learned a lot about chickens lately. Here's some further information.
Yeah?
Don't count them before they're hatched.
What do you mean?
Number 1, we are not friends. Number 2, we are not parting. You're mine, Buster, and that's the way it's going to stay. Hello, Mother Gillis.
Hello, Zelda.
Hey, I thought you'd never get here. Where's Dobe?
Busy. Now, look, Maynard.
All right, give him the injection. Let's get out of here. I mean, it's like spook time.
Listen, Maynard.
I mean, it's like creepy. Look at that chicken. The one who's been getting the male hormones. Look how big he's getting. I mean, like it ain't natural.
Maynard, look.
Oh, so make it fast, huh, girl? I mean, it's like I don't like it here.
Maynard, will you listen? I can't stay. Dobie's in trouble. Your buddy's in trouble. I've got to move fast if I'm going to save him. So you'll have to give him the injections. You'll do it, won't you, Maynard? For Dobie, for your buddy, for the best friend a man ever had. You'll do it, won't you, Maynard?
No.
Sure you will.
No?
Sure you will. Now look, here are all the instructions.
No,
you
Zelda.
can do it, Maynard. You have to. That's to be done right now, or the Holy Spirit will be
Broadcast him, and she's not receiving. Take 2 cc's of hormones and dissolve it in 2 cc. What's a C?
Oh, Maynard, why, you scared me near to death.
Yeah, that's what everybody says.
What did you want?
What's a C?
What kind of a sea?
You know, a C.
You mean like the Mediterranean or the Caspian?
No, like the letter A, B, C.
Oh. Well, how is it used?
Well, if you like mixing something that says takes 2 C's or a C, or like that.
Oh, you mean in a recipe?
Yeah, like a recipe.
Well, in a recipe, C stands for a cup.
What an age we live in. Thanks, Mrs. Gillis.
Oh, Dobie, I never met anybody like you before.
Few have.
You say the cutest thing.
Yes, but the best is yet to come. I have written you a poem.
A poem for me?
Yes. Imogene, my darling, Imogene, my love, I'm glad you're not a starling. I'm glad you're not a dove. I'm glad you're not a squirrel. I'm glad you're not a beaver. I'd even let you take my heart and chop it with a cleaver.
Very touching.
Zelda, what are you doing here?
So you're Imogene, huh?
Who are you?
Oh, Zelda Gilroy, Imogene Burkhart.
Oh, yes, the Luther Angels.
Yes. Zelda, no offense, but this is kind of private.
Imogene, what do you know about this boy?
What?
Well, what do I have to know? He's cute, he's charming, he's fun.
Yeah.
I'll show you what you have to know. Now, here before you, you have a transcript of his grades for the past 3 years.
Great.
His last IQ test.
Numbers on
his
a
personality
page.
profile.
Well, a lot of great people have lousy
Record of his attendance.
And I was sick that
a
semester.
sample of his penmanship. A picture of his father. Well, what do you say now?
Dobie Gillis, you are... Oh, thank you, Zelda. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
I'm a real human being.
Picture of my father. That was a lousy thing to do.
You're the one that did the lousy thing, snowing that poor young innocent girl.
She was 8 for me.
For how long? Sooner or later she was bound to find out you're an idiot. Everybody does.
Thanks a lot.
Dobie, what are you fighting? No girl will ever be as good to you as I am. I love you, and I'll always take care of you. Eventually, you'll love me too. So why fight it? Especially since I'm the only girl you can get.
Zelda, if I told you once, I told you 1,000 times. This nose wrinkling is just a reflex. It's like when somebody yawns.
Winnie, you've just got to listen.
Later, Herbert, I'm filling an order.
Never mind about the order. Now, about that rooster I keep
Dobie! Why, what's the matter with you? You don't look well.
I'm low, Mom.
Yeah, that's what he is, like low.
What's wrong?
Everything.
Let's eat some cookies. Maybe that'll help.
Oh, I don't think so.
We owe it to ourselves to, try.
Oh, all right.
Stay out of the chocolate fingers. Stick with the broken ones. Winnie? Now, Winnie, I want you to look me right in the eye and tell me you haven't heard that rooster.
Uh-oh. Yeah, like uh-oh.
Answer me, Winnie.
Customer, Herbert.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mrs. Fleming. Always a pleasure to see you.
I should think so, the way you overcharged me.
You seen those chickens lately?
Yesterday when I gave him those 2 cups of hormones.
2 what?
2 cc's.
Oh, thank heaven. For a minute, I thought you said 2 cups. 2 centimeters is about this much.
Yeah, I know. 2 cups is a lot more.
What can we do for you today?
How much a carrot?
12 cents a bunch.
2 for a quarter.
Oh, you've got to get up pretty early in the morning to put something over on Mrs. Kennedy. Sounds like a parakeet, and he's right here in my store. He's right behind that door.
Ridiculous.
But I saw it. Everybody saw it.
Pish-posh.
All right, Smart Apple, how do you explain it?
Simplest thing in the world. Mass hypnosis. Very common.
Yeah? Maynard, bring in what you found in the basement.
creamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own. Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. Dobie.
Here I am, 17 years old, and when I think of the years I've wasted, if I'd met Myrna Lomax when I was 5, we would already have had 12 beautiful years together. As it is, we've only had one evening, 2 movies, and 3 milkshakes together. But they were wonderful. And all these years haven't been a total loss, because while I was wasting my time with yo-yos and roller skates, Myrna was growing up. Man, did she grow up. Hi. How about the movies again tonight?
Well, I don't think Daddy will let me go out with you tonight. Not after last night.
Just because I woke him a little?
At midnight?
Oh, I couldn't help it. And besides, I only missed your porch steps a little.
Yeah, and fell through the glass cover over Daddy's prized nasturtiums.
And he can't interfere with 2 human lives that are in love just because of some nasturtiums.
Well, look, Daddy's having dinner downtown tonight with some old Navy cronies. And if you came early, well, you wouldn't run into him, like about 6:30.
6:30? Oh, gosh, let's see. I got to pick up some shipping orders for my father, get my baseball uniform out of the cleaners, eat, get dressed. I can't make it before 7.
Okay, but no later than that, because you'll run into Daddy.
Okay. Oh, say, I'm doing biology class in exactly 2 minutes, my love. But while I'm cutting up that dead frog, I'll be thinking of you, dear. What am I hurrying for? I still have 1 minute and 45 seconds.
2 dozen cans red kidney beans.
24 red kidney beans. I don't suppose you'd care to help with this inventory?
Oh, I'd like to stay, Dad, but I've got important business.
Mm-hmm. Who is she?
Myrna. Myrna Lomax. And if you think her name is beautiful, you should see Myrna.
I should see you. In an apron.
Until today, my life had no meaning, but now I'm going on to a glorious future.
Don't go without eating, dear.
Oh, I'm not hungry, Mom. Man does not live by bread alone.
I wish man did. It'd make inventory a lot easier.
Daddy.
Hello, honey. Wait till you see what I've got. The Admiral Dewey, the finest ship I ever served on. And Myrna, if I do say it myself, I was the best chief petty officer the old Dewey ever had. Where can we put this? Help me find a place,
Well,
dear.
I was just going out on the porch.
Well, that can wait.
Well, but Daddy, like, what happens if maybe somebody comes by and wants me to go to a movie?
Dobie Gillis, lock the door and go to your room. And secure that hatch, too.
Daddy.
I told you that nasturtium murderer is not to set foot in this house.
But if I meet him on the porch, he doesn't have to come in.
On the porch, I wouldn't feel safe with that clumsy ox in the neighborhood. I pour nasturtiums.
Well, he just made one tiny little misstep.
Honey, he's the kind of clumsy landlubber who'll be making missteps all of his life. Now, you call him and break the date.
Well, I don't know how to reach him.
Well, he has a home, hasn't he? Well, maybe not. If his parents have any sense at all, they've gotten him a room someplace.
Now, Daddy's got short temper. It's just he isn't home right now. Well, he had some errands to do before he
I'm
came
not going to
here.
have him around here. I'll call him and break. Errands? What kind of errands? Where?
I don't know. All he said was he had to sign some papers and get a uniform and pick up shipping orders.
Myrna, is he joining the Navy?
What?
Uniform and shipping papers? It certainly sounds like he's joining the Navy to me.
Would that make any difference?
Any difference? I'm not locking my door to any Navy man.
Really?
Of course not. Any boy in the uniform of the United States Navy is welcome aboard this ship anytime.
Oh, well, I don't think Dobie will be wearing his uniform tonight.
Boy is joining the Navy. Fine lad. He's got his shipping. If he signed his papers, this must be his last night ashore. And I nearly ruined that for him. Honey, you should have told me about this sooner.
Well, I sort of thought you were sore at Dobie.
What for? Just because he fell into my piddling nasturtiums? Just being a typical sailor ashore. High spirits. And when the fighting starts, that spirit turns to steel courage. Say, did I ever tell you about the time?
Oh, I'll let
There
Dobie.
he is.
Don't say a word about his joining the Navy.
Well, I don't see why. Oh, his last night ashore.
Why didn't you tell me he put in a new glass?
My boy.
Now, please, sir, Mr. Lomax, sir, I can explain about your nasturtium.
Oh, forget about that. Welcome aboard, matey. Come in and drop anchor a while.
Oh, I didn't drop your anchor, sir, honest. I didn't even touch it. I didn't even see it. It was me that fell in your nasturtium bed, not your anchor.
I love a seagoing sense of humor.
Yeah.
Say, how are you feeling here? Tough? Honey, it's something for the boy to be proud of. How is your gear, son? Is it in order?
Yes, sir. It's fine in third, except it slips a little on hills.
Oh, that sense of humor again. I meant your uniform, boy. How is it?
Oh, it's nice and clean. I just picked it up.
Good.
Daddy, look, we just got to go to the movies.
Okay. Now, just a minute. I've got some things in here Dobie will be interested in. I'll be right back.
Quick, let's get out of here.
But when your father's being so nice to me, listen, now that I made a good impression on him, I ought to stay here and build it up for our future.
Dobie, the reason you made a good impression on him is because he thinks you're joining the Navy.
It doesn't make any... Joining the Navy?
Yes, I'm
Where did he get an idea like that?
It was the only way I could go out with you tonight.
That's okay for tonight, but what'll he do tomorrow night when I'm still here in port?
Don't worry, I'll think of something.
Really? Myrna, I wish I could see your brain. I bet it's beautiful, too.
Ahoy, matey! Yes, sir, Dobie, my boy. You'll be interested in all this, but you're in a hurry. They're the old signal flags,
Yes,
the preservers, but this is what I want you to
thank you,
have.
sir,
My
but I
going-away
don't-
gift
oh,
to you.
yes.
In there, my boy, is a perfect model of the old four-masted windjammer.
Just what I always wanted.
Daddy, you really shouldn't have.
No.
Yes, well, she's right. I'm being selfish. But, honey, it's just because I'm so all-fired proud of Dobie here. Well, you two run along now and enjoy yourselves at the movies.
Yes, sir, the movie.
Anchors away.
16 men in a dead man's chest.
Yo.
Yo.
What a sense of humor. Hello?
Mr. Lomax, this is Betty Lou. May I speak to Myrna, please?
Oh, not tonight, Betty Lou. She's just left with Dobie Gillis. No, I don't expect her back real soon. It's Dobie's last night at home. Yes, that fine boy is joining the Navy tomorrow.
Dobie's joining the Navy?
Quiet, Maynard. It's a deep, dark secret.
Oh, sure. My good buddy Dobie Gillis is like joining the Navy. Why, congratulations, good buddy. For what? How come you never told me? It's like a military secret, huh, shipmate? Yeah, I won't tell anybody you're joining the Navy. Joining the Navy? Not a soul, except, of course, the cats I'm inviting to the blast. The blast? You don't think I'm the biggest hero in the whole history of Central High School go away without throwing him a wingding? I think I need some air. All right, you cats, give him 3 cheers and a tiger for a hail, fellow Americans, it's a great honor and a rare
Dobie,
privilege.
come on.
They want me to make a speech. Come on, Dobie.
He's just too choked up to speak. My hero.
Well, it's nothing to laugh about. All the kids think I'm joining the Navy.
Daddy probably told someone. In fact, Daddy probably told everyone.
Well, what am I going to do?
Just tell him you're not joining the Navy. Say it's a false rumor.
Oh, that's all right for the kids, but what about your father?
Oh, that's easy. We'll tell him you didn't pass your Navy physical.
Yeah.
You don't sound very happy.
Sure, I'm happy.
No, you're not. You know, I think you like being a hero.
Now that's ridiculous. Come on, let's go right back to Wong's and I'll show you. I'll just tell them all right out that it's all a mistake and I'm not going into the Navy. And so, I'm sorry to have to tell tell you this sad goodbye now on the eve of my departure for the Navy. For it's been my lifelong dream to become a sailor in Uncle Sam's glorious, seafaring, ocean-going, nautical fighting force. And when I'm out there on the high seas with the wind and the salt and the spray in my face, with the shot and shell flying,
Yay, Dobie, yay!
I'll be proud that I volunteered to defend these fair shores against any and all enemies, no matter what the cost to me and to my life. I thank you. Yay, Navy! Yay, Navy! Eileen, restrain yourself.
I'll get my home economics class to bake you a cake, Dobie.
I just want to get the length of your arm. I'm going to knit you a sweater to keep you warm when you're out there fighting.
Yeah. Better hurry, I may be fighting sooner than I thought.
Oh, you're such a glory hound.
Myrna, I'm not. It's just, well, with all those kids looking at me, I didn't have the heart to disappoint them.
Myrna?
Yes, Daddy?
Anyway, I'm going to tell them I flunked my physical, and it'll work as well with them as it will with your father.
It's not going to work with my father if you keep popping off like you did.
Okay, okay.
Now, look, Dobie, just let me handle it, huh?
Okay, okay. It's all in your hands.
Matey!
Happy Canoe and Tyler, too.
Welcome aboard, boy. Oh, say, have I got a surprise for you?
What?
Daddy, I've got to tell you something. Daddy?
Anchors away. It gets you right here.
Daddy, we've got bad news. Dobie didn't pass his physical.
No.
What?
Dobie flunked his physical.
Yes, sir, that's right, sir.
What's wrong with you, boy?
You tell him, I
He
can't.
has a trick knee.
Yes, sir, I heard it playing football for the school.
This is terrible, terrible.
Yes, sir, but I try to bear up under the pain, sir, as best I can.
I mean, it's terrible. You're not getting into the Navy.
Oh, that. Yeah, well, it was my dearest heart's desire, sir.
I know how you feel, son. And I want you to know that I'm proud to know a boy who feels like you do about the Navy.
Oh, I do, sir, I do. The briny deep.
Oh, Daddy, Dobie has to go home now to tell his parents the sad news.
Yes, sir.
Come on,
Yes,
Dobie.
you go on, boy. But hurry back. I want you to know you're welcome in this house anytime. Any boy who feels about the Navy, as you do.
Sir? Sir, it's been my lifelong dream to become a sailor in Uncle Sam's glorious Navy.
Dobie?
And to be out there with the wind and the salt and the spray in my face, with a shot and shell flying, defending these fair shores against any and all enemies, no matter what the cost to me and to my life.
Fight our battle cry. We'll never change our course, so vicious, so sheer shy. Roll out the TNT, anchors away. Sail on to victory and sink their boats and Davy Jones. Hooray! This fine boy, and he's not going.
No!
Why, in the words of John Paul Jones,
I'm not going!
I haven't begun to
And
fight.
I'm not gonna!
We're going to get you past that physical examination.
We're gonna get me past. You're right, Myrna, gotta go.
Lady, listen to what I tell you.
Sir.
When I was trainer for the football squad at Annapolis, we had a great scat back. He had a trick knee, and it never bothered him.
Yes, but...
Today, that man is Assistant Chief of Naval Operations. And when I phone him, and I tell him how much you love the Navy,
Yes, but...
and how you were just jumping around here on that
That
knee.
doesn't mean
No,
a thing.
not a thing, sir. You see, sometimes...
It's psychosomatic.
Yes.
Long distance? Get me the Navy Department at Washington, D.C. His knee is what?
You're hydromatic.
Hydromatic.
Water on the knee.
No,
see,
Navy Department. Put me through to the Assistant Chief of Naval Operations. Water on the knee.
Water on the brain.
Chief Petty Officer John Lomax, retired. Now hear this. In less than 1 minute, that phone will ring, and it'll be the Assistant Chief of Naval Operations to talk to you.
Now, wait a minute. What is this?
I said the Assistant Chief of Naval Operations to talk to you.
Me, the Assistant Chief?
To ask you why this fine, upstanding specimen, Dobie Gillis, was turned down on his physical yesterday.
Gillis?
Yes.
Gillis? The Assistant Chief. Lieutenant Smedley. The assistant chief of naval operations. Yes, sir. Gillis? Well, I don't have his records right here, sir. No, sir, I'm sure there's no follow-up, sir. Yes, sir, we'll rush the boy right through, sir. Yes, sir, we'll give him every break in his business. Yes, sir. The assistant chief for you.
Oh. Hi, Skinny. What a thank you. It was fine to talk to you, too, Skinny. Say, how's the knee? Good, fine. Yeah, well, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Now, if young Gillis here passes that examination, I'll try to see that the chief isn't too tough about that foul up in your records.
Thank you, and don't you worry, he's as good as in the Navy.
Fine. Well, my boy, I'll be casting off. I've done all I can for you here.
Yes, sir, you sure have.
Friends like that are hard to find.
Not for me. Oh, hi, Maynard.
Like hi. Like sir?
Maynard, what's that?
Dobie Gillis, sailor, friend, and good buddy. I would like to present you this going-away present, which I found while like prowling around in a surplus store. Kind of an old surplus store.
Name?
Maynard Krebs.
Krebs Maynard.
Like no, sir. Like Maynard Krebs.
You?
Yes, sir, and I don't mind going to the Navy, but I go home first.
Now listen.
Because if I'm going to the Navy, I want to just like change my old clothes.
Maynard! Maynard, it's my name he wants. Dobie Gillis, sir.
Gillis, Dobie. Age?
17.
17?
Yes, sir.
The Navy doesn't accept 17-year-old enlistees.
It doesn't?
No.
Oh, that's wonderful. I mean, doggone. I mean, it's wonderful that our Navy doesn't fool with kids, which I am, 17, since my last birthday. And I won't be 18 until my next birthday. So I'll see you then. Ahoy.
Come back here. All you have to do is get your father to sign this consent paper.
Consent paper?
Giving his permission. You want me to call him?
No, I'll take it.
He'll sign, won't he?
My father, wild horses couldn't stop him.
All right, then you bring it right back here. I'll be here, too, if the medics give me combat clearance for another interview.
Come on, Dobie, let's get your old man to sign. Man, like you're practically in. What's the matter?
The matter is, I don't want to be like practically in. It was just a way of getting me in with Myrna's father. I had to keep shooting off my big mouth.
We should never start these inventories. We never finish them.
18 boxes of salt.
18 salt. All we do is use up pencils.
16 cans of ripe olives.
16 ripe olives. Oh, how do you do? Can I help you, sir?
I'm John Lomax, Chief Petty Officer, retired.
I'm Herbert T. Gillis, grocer, working. This is my wife, Mrs. Herbert T. Gillis.
Mrs. Gillis, I thought perhaps you might have heard of me. Your son, Dobie, is having dates with my daughter. Uh-oh. What?
Now, if there's been any trouble...
Trouble? I should say not. Dobie's a fine boy.
You don't know him long, huh?
Oh, my husband is always teasing about Dobie. We're both very proud of him.
And that you should be. That boy's gonna make a fine sailor.
Yes, Dobie's...
Sailor?
Oh, he's got the spirit. He hasn't told you he's enlisting?
Oh, you must have the wrong boy. Our kid's too lazy to give up a cushy setup like he's got here.
Oh, I'm talking about your son, Dobie Gillis. I've just left him at the enlistment office. And the boy's not lazy. He's just the type of material our fighting Navy needs.
You sure you got the right boy? Sort of a semi-tall, blonde kid, medium build, not too bright?
Herbert.
Mr. Gillis, don't underestimate that boy. I tell you, he's going to make a fine sailor.
Oh.
Now, here, Mrs. Gillis, I didn't mean to torpedo you like this. Naturally, I assumed Dobie had told you. Well, here, I just dropped by to leave this for the boy. Mrs. Gillis, please, I understand how you feel right now, but don't you worry, you're going to be very happy. You'll be getting mail from that boy from all over the world. Okinawa, Nome, Alaska.
My baby!
I'll be casting off for this. I'm sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. It's good news.
Now, look at it this way. Dobie's going to be self-supporting for 3 years.
Oh, Herb.
You know, we're not really losing a son. We're gaining a bedroom.
You're just being brave. You know you don't feel that way.
No, I don't.
Why would Dobie want to leave us?
Well, why wouldn't he? With a father who's always yelling at him, won't give him enough allowance. It's all my fault, Winnie. It's all my fault.
No, Herbert, it's not your fault. It's my fault.
Now, don't say that. You're a wonderful mother.
That's just it. I couldn't realize that he's not a baby any longer. Always asking him if something is too hot or too cold or too lukewarm. It's my fault. I've been mothering him too much.
Yes, and I didn't father him enough. Oh, here he comes now, so straighten up. He's already enlisted, you know.
Yes.
He's in the Navy now, dear, and he's not a baby anymore, so stop crying, chin up, and just let me handle it, huh?
Hi, Mom, Dad. Mom, Dad, may I present Miss Myrna Lomax, my mother and my father?
How do you do? We were just sort of taking inventory here, but of course, that can wait while we have a nice little home, my boy.
Dobie, oh, that little baby, my baby.
No, you're not going in any Navy. Oh, we know all about it. Mr. Lomax was here, but I don't care what you sign. You are not joining the Navy. I'll get you out of this if I have to call the President of the United States personally.
The President?
Yeah, he's a veteran, too.
Oh, thank you.
What's this, your enlistment paper? I'll want that when I get on the phone.
No, Dad, I'm not in the Navy. I'm too young. That's just a paper you were supposed to sign giving your consent.
I will not. My good buddy's like safe.
Yeah. Darling, I'm sure that someday you'll realize that we're right. Goodness, whatever gave you such an idea? Joining the Navy at your age.
Oh, I don't know, Mom.
Aren't you happy here?
Oh, sure. Gosh,
I
yes,
mean,
Mom.
have we done anything, dear?
Gosh, no. It's wonderful here.
Because if
And you're
anything's
both
making
wonderful.
you unhappy, why, we could raise your allowance.
Winnie,
or
the boy
give you
said
more
he's
of the
happy.
automobile.
I don't want to leave, Mom. That is, I just wanted to do my bit, you know, for my country.
Oh, that's a wonderful attitude, dear.
No, I just mean that, well, I saw my duty, that's all. I just wanted to serve my country, even if I am pretty young.
Dobie, you promised you'd walk me home. Now, come on, let's go, huh?
But I'd never forgotten you, Mom, or you, Dad. Even when I was out there on the high seas with the wind and the salt and the spray in my face, with the shot and shell flying, I'd have taken out a minute, regardless of the danger to myself, to be comforted by the fact that you were all safe from the shot and shell.
Yeah, Dobie! Yeah, Navy!
Stand Navy out to sea, fight our battle cry. We'll never change our course, so vicious, boast and shy. Roll out the TNT, anchors away. Sail on to victory and sing them on the Navy Jump Parade.
My inventory sheet. Honey, I signed my own inventory sheet. There's the consent paper here. Dobie, you're safe. You're safe.
Darling, we were sorry about trying to be guys. They couldn't let you go, not for 3 years.
No, sirree. For the next 3 years, you're going to be right here with us. For 3 whole years. 3 years.
You mean you refused to sign the consent paper for me?
Yes, he just tore it up.
Well, no, not exactly. What you just tore up was your inventory sheet.
That is my inventory sheet. Then yes, this must be the consent paper. I gotta kill that boy. I just...
I'm sorry about tonight, Myrna, but your attitude's wonderful. And in about a week when this inventory's done... Oh, gosh, that's wonderful of your father, Myrna. And tell him that the Navy's wonderful, too. And that I can hardly wait until I'm 18 and can join. And can be out there on the high seas with the wind and the salt and the spray in my face. With a shot... Shh. Myrna? Yes, sir, as usual. 6, 7, 8, 9.
Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dream one at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own. Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. Dobie, Dobie.
I have a problem, as usual, and the usual problem, too. Thalia Miniger. Ah, Thalia. She looks like $1 million. And that's probably what it's going to take to get her. $1 million. So really, the problem I have is I don't have Thalia or $1 million. All I've got is love for Thalia and 8 cents and an awful yen to take her to the dance Saturday night.
Dobie, I got your note. What's so important?
Thalia, I want to talk to you about something straightforward, man to man. Now, to start with, you're gorgeous. Also, you're greedy and grasping. Now, there's a dance Saturday night. You can go with any of the rich fellas in school if you want. But, Thalia, there's one tiny soft spot in that hard heart of yours, and that soft spot is me. You'd really like to go to the dance with me. So, Thalia, I'm asking you for once in your gorgeous, greedy, grasping life, forget sordid money.
With all that, just so you could ask me to go to the dance Saturday night?
Well, yeah.
You're sweet.
Me?
And I'm crazy about you.
You are?
Well, I must be to want to go to the dance with you.
You'll go?
Uh-huh.
Ah,
Under
Thalia,
certain
my
conditions.
Thalia. Ah, you won't be sorry. Well, what conditions?
Sordid money.
How'd that get into the conversation?
You brought it up.
Oh.
Now, I want to go to the dance first class.
Well, naturally, I know Dad'll let me have the truck.
No, Dobie.
No?
No, I want to go in a taxi.
A taxi?
Yes.
Let's compromise. We'll walk.
A taxi both ways.
Both ways?
Oh, I don't go.
All right, a taxi.
And
Thalia,
you'll
really-
have my blue formal clean.
Yes, but Your blue formal clean?
Well, you'll be looking at it, won't you?
Yeah,
And
but...
you'll be dancing with it, won't you?
Yeah, but...
I mean, you wouldn't want me to go to the dance without it.
No.
Or you wouldn't want it to go to the dance without me. It's what they call a package deal.
Yeah. Agreed, my darling.
All right, it's a date as soon as you sign this.
Sign? What's this?
It's a list of the things you just agreed to. I whipped it up in typing class. You see, it even has estimated cost.
Total $11? But it's like a contract.
I've been through this too many times with you before where you've made a lot of promises before a dance, and then you say you don't remember. Now, I'm not going to spend Saturday night having to nag you about it because it'll just spoil the dance. So, sign.
Thalia, I love you.
Love doesn't butter any parsnips.
Nah, you stick with me, Thalia, and I promise you, someday I'll really butter your parsnips.
Someday. Don't you understand, Dobie? I can't waste time waiting for someday.
$11? Maynard, let me put it to you this way. I had absolutely no trouble wrapping myself around her little finger. Okay, so she outsmarted me for $11. But if she can outsmart me for $11, I ought to be able to outsmart my father for $11. Impossible? Nothing's impossible. Why, just a few years ago, nobody thought you could hit the moon with a rocket. What? Maynard, one of these days they may not miss. Of course, hitting the moon's a lot easier than hitting my father for $11. $11?
$11? And you're gonna get it.
Now, Herbert, be reasonable. The least you can do is listen.
Okay, so I'm listening. Reason with your old dad.
Well, look, I need it for the dance Saturday, and I can show you right here what I need every penny for. First, 2 dance tickets, $1.
That sounds okay.
Yeah, you want to give it to me with each item or all in a lump?
Oh, I will probably give you several lumps. Read on.
Taxi.
Taxi. In school, when they should be studying, they send them to gym. But come Saturday, they got to take a taxi to a dance. Why can't you dance your way to the dance?
Taxi, $2.
$2? What, are you and her going to go in separate taxis?
And work at Corsage, $3.
Ooh, work at Corsage, $3. Ha ha ha! I didn't even say anything funny, but ha 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 me some more.
2 dinners at the Biltmore Coffee Shop after the dance, $4.
That's right, boy. Think big.
That's my old
And
man.
get ready to eat small, I know. Ha ha ha! Well, you've come to $10.
Miscellaneous, $1.
What's this miscellaneous?
Oh, that's for getting my dress clean.
Your dress?
I mean my suit. Total, $11.
Total $2. $1 for the tickets and $1 for your suit, which you will get Saturday.
Ah, Dad, you'll change your mind.
Well, I might at that. I might make it $1.
You see how I handle things? I've really got it here. A headache. I haven't got the $11, but I'm still holding on to Thalia by the tips of my bleeding fingers. I talked her into a 24-hour extension on the contract if I get her formal clean. And I found just the place. A new cut-rate shop on the other side of town.
There you are. Now you've saved a whole $1. No, now, don't try to thank me. You know, we're losing money on every garment, but we're just opening our shop here, and we want to get, make a lot of good friends. So you please tell everybody you know about our Get Acquainted offer. 2 garments, cleaned and pressed for the price of 1. I'd consider it a favor.
Oh, we'll be glad to, sir.
Well, we'll do you a favor if you do me a favor.
A favor?
It's not much of a one, really. You see, we'll each be getting $1 on Saturday to pay for these. Now, that's $2. And my friend here will give you his $1 on Saturday for both garments, if you'll give me the other $1 now.
The other $1?
Yes, the one that we're saving.
Oh, that one.
Well,
how come you get it?
Well, because it was my idea.
Oh.
Thank you. And I'll be sure and tell everyone at school about your shop.
All right.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wait. I just got an idea that'll make us both very, very rich.
Yeah? I don't like this. We ought to scram and lay low for a while.
Relax. The truck isn't half full yet.
But we barely got out of Springfield, and that's not more than 100 miles from here. I don't like it, Edwards.
What could be safer? We bring us a lot of clothes in that cut-rate offer, we load them in the truck, and we disappear before the public ever tumbles.
Yeah, but the police will tumble eventually. Then they'll start looking for us. The first... What's so funny?
That young girl that I just waited on. Smart, nervy. What a con woman she'd make. If only my daughter turned out like that.
I didn't know you got a daughter.
Yeah, social service worker.
We'd be the agents for this shop. Don't you get it?
I haven't even gotten that 2-for-1 yet.
I keep telling you that was honest. Now, look, we'd be the shop's agents and collect commission.
You got a pencil and paper?
Well, you forget about that 2-for-1. Now, look, think of how much money we'd make being his agents at school.
Agents in schools? Why didn't I think of that before?
Agents in school?
Why, they'll hustle clothes from all the kids in school. Don't you get it?
We'd get clothes from every kid in school. Don't you get it? Could I talk to you for a moment?
Why, certainly, young lady.
How would you like to have agents working in a school?
Agents working in the school?
Yes, bringing in clothes for you to clean and press.
Well, my goodness me, that'd be wonderful, but who would ever do that?
Well, my friend Mr. Gillis and me. This is Mr. Gillis.
How do you
and
do?
I'm Miss Menninger.
Well, how are you? My name is Edwards. Well, I want to tell you, I'd appreciate it.
Appreciate it?
Your kindness.
Well, I was thinking of a commission.
Commission?
Well, yes, on the money you get in for the clothes that we bring you.
Oh, well, goodness me, I don't know if I could afford a commission.
Well, you said you wanted to make friends. Now, what's 10%?
10%.
7.5%. 5%.
It's a deal.
For 7.5.
You know, I'm so happy with this idea. I'll tell you what, you don't impress me, I'm going to give you 10% commission. Now, if you'll pardon me, I want to go and give my partner the good news.
Oh, Thalia, the way you took him in, you're wonderful.
Yes, partner.
Really?
50-50. Why, we're bound to make $11 apiece by Saturday. And then you can take me to the dub.
Really?
On your share.
Yeah, I thought we're partners.
Well, we are business-wise, but not socially.
Why'd you give him 10%?
Who's going to give him anything?
Oh, we will make a fortune.
Yeah, all we got to do now is get the business.
But they just got it.
Boy, that Thalia. She doesn't do things halfway. When she goes into a business, she really goes into it. I mean, within a week, Thalia and I were the biggest dry cleaners in town. My father's store is right on the way to school. A very convenient place for the kids to drop off their cleaning. Boy, did we do business. And the first thing Thalia did, she hired an advertising manager.
Like hear ye, like hear ye. Bring it in, we'll clean it for 50 cents. Charge your old man $1. Don't miss this golden opportunity to cheat your parents. Like hear ye, like hear ye. Hey, what's going on here?
Mr. Gillis, I've been standing here for 30 minutes trying to get waited on.
I'll take care of you right away, Mrs. Kenny.
Thank you.
Will you get out of my way?
See here, Mr. Gillis. This is not the only market in town, you know.
All right, Mrs. Kenny, I'll be right with you.
My husband is waiting for his breakfast. He's getting hungry. And when he gets hungry, he gets mean. And when he gets mean, I get hit.
I'll be right there, Mrs. Kenny. Excuse me, Big Daddy. Hey, I'm back on Saturday, good buddy. Out! Everybody! Out!
I certainly will. And it'll be a cold day in July before you get my business again.
Out! 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 Out!
What is all this, dear?
It's a loony bin, that's what it is. You've been trying to bankrupt me for years, boy. It looks like you finally done it.
Bankrupt? Why, there's a fortune here, Mr. Gillis.
Fortune for who? I'm not in the old clothes business. I'm in the grocery business, or at least I used to be.
Why is everybody leaving their clothes here, Dobie?
Well, because it's closer than the cleaners, Mom. We take them over to the cleaners later.
And they charge 50 cents a garment, and we get 10% on each garment.
Yeah. How much is that a piece?
Well, so long, Mom. So long, Dad. We got to get to school. I'll see you later.
Hey, just a minute. Just a darn minute. Who's going to clean all this junk out of here?
Well.
Well, I thought that while you were out making your deliveries in the truck this morning, that you could drop the clothes off at the cleaners.
Me?
Well, it's only about 3 or 4 miles out of your way, and it's such a lovely day for a drive. And just think, you'd be giving Dobie a new start at life.
Listen, you may be too smart for dimwit here, but you're not too smart for me.
Well, yes, she is, Dad.
Yeah, that's a fact, Mr. Gillis.
Goodbye, Mr. Gillis.
So long.
Well, say it.
Say what?
I'll give you a hint. I gotta.
Kill that boy.
Yes, sir, that Thalia figured out everything. Every little detail. Except one.
Just one more load.
Thank you. I certainly appreciate this.
Can we go now, Edwards? Can we, huh?
One more load coming in.
Oh, let's blow. I don't like the looks of this caper.
Possess your soul in patience, little man.
Well, that That's all of them.
That's mighty kind of you, sir. Mighty neighborly.
Hey, what about a receipt?
Well, that's exactly what I was going to get, sir.
Oh.
Now, Edwards, now, for Pete's sake, now. Right now, but wait till I get my hat and my coat. Will you jump in the truck and blow town? Go on, hurry up.
Hey, where's that receipt? I ain't got all day, you know.
Aha!
Aha, what?
I caught you red-handed, didn't I?
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about, Buster. Running this phony cleaning shop and stealing clothes. Stealing clothes? Yes.
Hey, that's it. We gotta get them. They just went out the back way.
Wait a minute, wise guy. I'm wise to all those tricks. Now, come along peacefully.
Listen, my name is Herbert T. Gillis. I got nothing to do with this cleaning shop. I own a grocery store at 9th and Main.
Save it, Buster. Don't make me use no violence.
All right, take me down to my store. My wife will identify me.
I keep telling you, I'm wise to all those tricks. All of them.
If you're scared, I'll run away. Put the cuffs on me.
Of course he's Herbert T. Gillis, officer.
I'm Dobie Gillis.
You shut up! Believe me, you heard what my wife said.
Your wife? Who are you trying to kid, Buster? You mean your gun mom? I've seen that type of dame before. Plenty of them.
Listen, you turn me loose, you fathead, or I'll have you pounding a beat out in the sticks.
What do you think I'm doing now?
Turn me loose, I say. I know my rights. I am a veteran.
Pipe down, all of you, and nobody move until the chief arrives. Well, here he is, Chief. I caught him red-handed. And as for the dame, I think she's the brains of the whole outfit.
Really, sir?
Chief.
You heard me. Take off those cuffs.
Oh, you did a great job, Mulcahy.
While you were arresting this citizen, the thieves got away with the clothes. I'm sorry, Mr. Gillis, but you can see how Mulcahy here could have made a mistake.
Yes, I see perfectly. But I hold no grudge. However, if you don't mind, I would like to have a few words with my son. Alone. So if you and Sherlock Holmes here would please take off, I'd appreciate it.
Okay. Station house. Thanks, Mr. Gillis.
Oh. Herbert?
Don't give me any ideas. Son, what is this used for?
Opening up things.
Oh, that's very good. And what do we generally open up with this?
Oh, cases of canned goods, stuff like that.
You make me proud, boy.
Oh, it's nothing.
Take this, you lout, and get out there in the back room and open up every one of those crates and boxes and unpack every last one of them. And when you're finished with that, mop the floor. And when you're finished with that, wash the window. And when you're finished with that, wash the truck. And when you're finished with that, come upstairs. I'll be lying down thinking of other things for you to do.
But, Dad...
Shut up! How many suits and dresses do you think you and your partner turned over to them crooks? 300? 400?
Like that, yeah.
Well, those are stolen now, boy. And who do you suppose is going to have to pay for them?
You?
You're getting warm. Take another guess.
Me?
Go to the head of the class and go to work and keep working until you've earned enough to pay for 400 suits and dresses.
Yes, sir.
Come on, Winnie, let's you and I go upstairs and try to enjoy what's left of our old age.
Cheer up, dear. Work never hurt anybody.
No. Look what it did to Dad.
Look what it did! Hey, good buddy.
Maynard, you know what these are?
Hands?
On my hands, Maynard. You know what those are?
No, good buddy, but they look terrible.
Blisters. Blisters and calluses from working.
Working? You?
My father's making me work in the store till all those clothes are paid for.
You can't do that, man. There's laws in this country.
Maynard, I've talked to a lawyer. He can do it.
Gee, that's tough, Big Daddy. I mean, that's like tough.
Yeah. Maynard, you wouldn't like to help me work, would you?
Gee, Dobe, I'd stick my arm in a fire for you. I'd jump in front of a train for you. But, work? Sorry, Dobe.
Yeah.
You do understand, don't you?
Oh, sure, Maynard.
How long you gonna have to work till them clothes are paid for?
As nearly as I can figure it, 70 years.
Ooh, It's all that Thalia's fault. All her fault.
Yes, it is. And that's why I've sent for her.
You gonna tell her off, Dobe? Are you, huh?
Yes, Maynard, I'm finally, definitely, positively gonna tell her off.
Dobie?
Thalia,
Yes?
I love you.
Ooh, that's telling her off.
Dobie, I'm sorry.
Sorry, lot good that does. Look at his hands. I mean, if he could play the piano, he couldn't.
Poor Hans, what happened?
Work, that's what.
Poor darling, and it's all my fault, too.
Oh, that's all right, Thalia. I love you.
Oh, no, don't love me, Dobie. I'm not worthy of you. I'm mean and rotten.
Amen.
Why do you be so greedy and grasping? Why can't I be good and sweet and pure like you and Maynard, too?
Me?
Yes, you're good. Both of you. Good, sweet, and pure. And I'm just rotten. All I care about is money.
Oh, now, just a minute here. Remember what you said. You don't care about money for yourself.
Yeah, that's right, girl. You told me your father's like 60 years old and has like a kidney condition.
Yeah, and you said your mother isn't getting any younger.
And your sister's married to a loafer.
Yeah, and you said your brother's going to end up living off the county.
So remember, it's up to you to find a rich husband and save your miserable family.
That's right, Thalia. That's what you said. So you're not mean and rotten. In fact, you're noble, kind of.
You're sweet to say so, both of you. Good, sweet, and pure, but you're wrong. Listen, even if my father had kidneys of steel, and if my mother was younger than springtime, and if my sister was married to a gillionaire, and my brother was president of Harvard, I'd still want money because I'm mean and rotten.
Hey, Dobe, maybe she is.
Well, she doesn't have to stay mean and rotten. People can change.
Oh, please help me change, Dobie. I can do it for you. Mean and rotten as I am, I've still got a soft spot for you. Because you're decent and kind and honest and good-looking.
Yeah, except for his hands.
Say you'll help me, Dobie. And you too, Maynard. Because I want to be good and sweet and pure like you.
What do you say, Dobe? You think there's a chance?
We'll try. We'll try.
Oh, thank you. We'll be so happy.
Yeah.
Just simple, sweet, kind, good people. What do we need with money? The best things in life are free.
Ooh, what a title for a song.
Simple pleasures, real devotion, and true love. Look! What, don't you know who they are? Those are the crooks from the cleaning store. Oh, go get them. Hurry up. Come on, Maynard. Go get them. Quick.
Of all the times for this to happen, and us with a truck full of hot clothes.
Oh, shut up and jack up the cover.
Get up, Maynard.
Hurry up. Help! Police! Help! Police!
What's going on here?
We just caught those crooks over there from the dry cleaners. Hurry up. Come on.
Hold him, Maynard.
Hold it! Hold it, you wise guys! You're under arrest.
Wait a minute, officer. I can explain all this.
Just explain me one thing. What'd you do with all them clothes you stole?
Well, they're right here in the truck. We're just going to deliver them.
Oh, sure you are. Well, it's station house for you wise guys. And don't try anything cute. Now get going.
Oh, now, don't shove.
You kids watch the truck while I get some help. Oh, that was a nice piece of work, little lady. If you drop by the station house later, there's a $50 reward waiting for you.
$50?
Thalia, this is wonderful. All those clothes will be returned now, and I can quit working.
And we can be like together all the time. I mean, simple pleasures, real devotion, true love.
$50! Oh!
What $50?
Well, didn't you hear what he said? I'm going to get a $50 reward for catching those crooks.
But, Thalia, we caught the crooks, so how come you get the $50?
Well, because I recognize them. That's why I get the $50.
I see. I don't suppose you'd consider a three-way split.
Well, how can you suggest such a thing? That money is mine.
Simple pleasures, real devotion, true love.
Thalia, you're right.
You mean the $50 is mine?
I mean you're mean and rotten.
Would you like it if your father had a kidney condition?
Thalia, take your greedy bones out of here.
Am I really mean and rotten?
The meanest.
The rottenest.
You're right, Dobie. I decided to split the money.
3 ways?
Now, just a minute. Fair is fair. I was thinking that I should get like $40, and you and Maynard can have $5 apiece.
Grab it, Dobe. You're never going to get a better shake from this one.
No.
And then you can take me to the dance Saturday night
Failure,
with
baby.
your $5, and you'll have my blue formal clean.
She's all heart, that girl. Hey, Big Daddy. Have like a ball at the dance?
Great. Thalia was a perfect lady.
Yeah?
She sure was. She let me lead twice.
Hey, everybody was talking about it.
Yeah.
Hey, did you make her take her home in a taxi?
Of course not. In fact, she was very generous. She got her father to lend me his car.
No kidding.
Yeah, and she only charged me 40 cents an hour and 6 cents a mile.
She's all heart, that girl.
Yeah.
Dobie, once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde, is she tall, is she dark, is she small, is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own. Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde, is she tall, is she dark, is she small, is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. Dobie!
I have a lot of trouble with my parents, but that's all right. I mean, what are parents for but to give you trouble? What bugs me is that I'm having trouble with other people's parents, and that's not fair. I mean, parents ought to stay on their own kids' backs and keep off strangers. Now, you take Mr. and Mrs. Ellingboe. They're Clotilde Ellingboe's mother and father.
Clotilde!
I told you they wouldn't like me.
Mother, Daddy, I'd like you to meet Dobie Gillis.
How do you do, sir? See?
And this is my brother, Arthur.
Hi. You don't look familiar. Do you spend much time around the library?
Well, no, not this year.
I do, in the mathematics department.
Arthur is up to quadratic equations.
They're nice.
Gillis. No, I'm sure I never met your parents.
Why haven't we met your parents, Mr. Gillis? We attend every CHSS-PBL meeting.
CHSS-PBL?
Yes, the Central High School Students and Parents Betterment League.
Oh, that's CHSS-PBL, yeah.
Why haven't we met your parents at the meetings of the CHSS-PBL?
Well, they don't go.
They don't go?
No. Mom would go, but she can't ever get Dad to come along. You see, when nighttime comes around, his feet hurt.
The great battle for men's minds lies ahead, and any man who stays home at night and coddles his feet is deserting under fire.
A young man raised without such standards, amid sloth and disinterest, is hardly the kind of boy we would find suitable for our daughter.
Clotilde, it's time to do your homework.
I already did mine.
You would.
Good day, Mr. Gillis.
Goodbye, Mr. Gillis.
See, what'd I tell you about me and parents? It's spooky. And I wouldn't exactly say you stuck up for me.
Well, they're right, you know.
You mean you feel the same way?
Well, the CHSS-PBL is important. Don't you think you could get your father to go?
Ha!
For me, Dobie. Dear Dobie.
Clotilde, for you, I'd walk over a bed of coals 8 miles long. I'd throw myself in front of a streetcar. I'd go without food and water. But trying to talk my father into something, it can't be done.
Dobie, that's ridiculous. You can do it. Make your father give you a promise that he'll go to next Wednesday night's meeting. He'll give it to you.
Boy, will he give it to me. Oh, Maynard, I have to do a terrible thing to my father.
Oh, don't do it, Dobe. I mean, he might be like stingy and rotten, but after all, he's your father, and he loves you in his own way. Anyhow, you get caught.
Maynard.
And besides, anytime something like this gets in the papers, my old man lowers the boom on me.
Maynard, listen.
Like last week, my old man was reading the paper about this kid that stole a car in Minneapolis. Man, he got so shook up he sent me to bed without any supper. I've never been in Minneapolis.
No.
In fact, I've never been in the state of Indiana.
Maynard, concentrate. Now, I'm not going to kill my father. I'm just going to try and make him go to some meetings of that Students and Parents Betterment outfit.
That's worse.
Yeah. Your parents go to the meetings?
Man, you're joshing. They hold them meetings in the school.
So?
So my father says he spends so much time in the principal's office during the day, he's like entitled to stay home at night.
Well, Maynard, I better go see Dad. No use waiting anymore.
Though, don't stand too close when you ask him.
True.
CHSSPBL.
Yeah, it's kind of a club, Dad.
Who needs more clubs? I'm already a moose. Do they go bowling?
No.
Do they shoot a little snooker?
No.
Do they sit around and smoke and swap stories?
No.
Then it's a phony organization and they ought to be investigated.
Herbert, Dobie is talking about the Students and Parents Betterment League. They do very worthwhile work.
I'm glad I'm a moose.
Dad, I'm just asking you to go to one of their meetings. Don't get sore.
Sore? Who's sore? It's a perfectly reasonable request.
I'm glad you're taking that attitude, dear.
Why, certainly. I ought to put on a suit and tie and go to all kinds of meetings every night. All I do is get up at 5:30 in the a.m. every morning and go down to the produce market. So when night comes, I'm full of vim and vigor and ready to put on a suit and a tie and go to some meeting at some broken-down auditorium and sit on those hard seats and listen to stimulating discussions about the problems of adolescence.
Well, they do have problems, you know.
Oh, I know. And I know how to solve them. Just give me a sawed-off baseball bat about yay long, and I will turn this adolescent into the most well-adjusted kid you ever saw. A little lumpy, maybe, but well-adjusted.
Herbert, you are not being very progressive.
That's right, Dad.
You shut up.
Herbert.
And why all this sudden interest in education? Oh, what a stupid question. There's got to be a girl in back of it somehow. I don't know how, but somehow.
Dad, I'll be honest with you.
Oh, not all at once, boy. A sudden change like that can give a man a case of the galloping jumps or something. Be just a little honest to begin with, huh?
Dad, I'm in love with a girl named Clotilde Ellingbo.
Clotilde Ellingbo?
Parents are very fine people.
Unlike your parents, who are axe murderers.
Herbert, be quiet. I happen to know who the Ellingbos are. They're very active in all kinds of worthy causes.
Well, he says that any father who doesn't take an interest in his child's education is no better than a slacker.
Slacker? Listen, I enlisted and wound up a first sergeant with a good conduct medal. He was probably riding a disc in the Pentagon.
Actually, Daddy was a PT boat commander.
Oh, an officer, huh? It figures.
Herbert, will you listen? For years I've been trying to tell you the same thing. Helping with Dobie's education is very important.
And for years I have been trying to tell you the same thing. My feet hurt, my legs hurt, my back hurts, my arms hurt, my head hurts.
No wonder your head hurts. Open it up. Let in a little fresh air.
Fresh air in my head?
New ideas, new thoughts, stimulation. That's what you need.
What I need is to lie down.
Nonsense. When's the next meeting, dear?
Wednesday night.
We'll be there.
Thanks, Mom. And, Dad, it won't be too bad, honest. You may think your soul's dead, but believe me, somewhere a tiny spark still burns.
Now, listen.
Keep that thought, Dad.
I gotta kill that boy. I just can't.
May I have your attention, please? Well, as you know, we have postponed the meeting of our regular Student and Parent Betterment League so that we may devote our entire discussion to our annual musical review, which is quite widely known now as the CHSSPBL Capers. Well, Mrs. Kenny here has again agreed to give her delightful rendition of She Was Poor But She Was Honest, which we've all known and loved for the past 15 years.
The old ones are the best, I always say.
Thank you. Now may we hear from our faculty representative, Mrs. Adams.
Thank you. Mr. O'Malley, our gym teacher, has agreed to do an exhibition on the parallel bars and rings.
He's recovered from last year?
Oh, yes, Musical accompaniment will again be provided by Miss Collins, Miss Hyde, Miss Munson, and Mr. Kennedy of the English department. The sweet strings of Central High, as they like to call themselves.
Yes, don't they?
Mr. Schwartz of manual training is going to do some glass blowing, and Mr. Milfloss of biology will do bird calls of North America.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Adams, for functioning with your usual dispatch and efficiency. Well, I think we may safely say we're all set.
Well, not quite, Mrs. Armitage.
Why, with all this abundance of talent?
Oh, yes, talent is not our problem. Labor is. We need someone to pull the curtains, shift scenery, handle the lights, take care of all the physical detail backstage.
Oh, where would we ever find such a man?
Sometimes, Mrs. Armitage, our prayers are answered very quickly.
Goodness, maybe we got the wrong night.
No, this is Wednesday night. I know, because we are missing the millionaire.
Oh, dear Mr. Gillis, oh, do come up.
Where's this Betterment League clam bake?
We canceled tonight's meeting of the Student Parent Betterment League.
Swell.
Instead, we're having a special little meeting.
Yes, you might call it a rump session. Good evening, Mrs.
How do you
Gillis.
do, Mrs. Armitage?
Howdy doody, Mr. Gillis.
I see you and know everyone except the Ellingbows, Mr. and Mrs. Gillis.
How
do you do?
No, the PT boat commander.
No, you've heard.
I heard.
You must be Dobie's parents. How nice to see you at the CHSS PBL.
Please sit down, won't you? It's so fortunate that you dropped by this evening. We were just discussing the capers.
What capers?
Oh, it's our annual musical review.
Amateur theatricals?
And
Oh, how nice.
And it's for such a worthy cause. After the show, we take up a collection for the teenage canteen.
I don't want to brag, but I still have quite a sweet little voice. It's not very large, of course, but it's clear and true. Maybe you could use me in your capers?
Well, now, I don't know.
Of course we could use you, Mrs. Gillis.
And Mr. Gillis, too.
Me?
Oh, I'm sure you'd be a great asset to the show. It's such a worthy cause, the teenage canteen.
Well, as a matter of fact, I used to do a little hoofing when I was a kid. You see, I won this course in tap dancing at a raffle one time.
As a matter of fact, Mr. Gillis, we have all the talent that we can use, especially since we've added Mrs. Gillis to the cast.
I know just what I'm going to do. A lovely old song about a shepherdess and two little lambs.
Mr. O'Malley is going to give an exhibition on the parallel bars, and Mr. Schwartz is going to do some glass blowing.
Well, as you said, you are really loaded with talent. What do you want from me?
To assist me. I'm the stage manager, you see, and you will assist me. You know, the little things that one does backstage.
Like pulling up curtains, shifting scenery, tending the lights, pushing a broom, little things like that.
Uh-huh.
We can depend on you. Of course you can.
I get a
Will you pull the curtain up, please?
Don't you think it would be more humane to leave it down?
So many are walking out.
Basic law of human nature, self-preservation.
We have some very nice acts.
Acts? What acts? A couple of fat dames out there playing chopsticks on a pile of masons, drawing some bald-headed galoot with glasses, gargling the mating call of the tuft-headed ibis. Those weren't acts, those were major disasters.
We're not professional entertainers, we're only amateurs.
Oh, you can say that again.
Mr. O'Malley's finished his act.
And that took nerve.
Mr. and Mrs. Ellingbow, you're on. And Arthur.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for their fifth number, Laura Bell and Cecil Ellingboe will do their dramatic version of Robert Browning's immortal Incident of the French Camp. They will be assisted by Master Arthur Ellingboe.
You know we French stormed Ratisbon. A mile or so away on a little mound, Napoleon stood on our storming day. With neck thrust out, you fancy how, legs wide, arms locked behind, as if to balance the prone brow, oppressive with its mind. Just as perhaps he mused,
My plans that soar to earth may fall. Waver at yonder wall.
out twixt the battery's smoke there flew a rider, bound on bound. The chief's eye flashed, but presently softened itself as she's a film, the mother eagle's eye, when her bruised eaglet breathes. But just
Dude, this is criminal. This is worse than that glass blower. Didn't anybody ever tell that guy not to inhale?
Scarce any blood came
to joke about.
You
He'll
looked
be in a
twice
liquid dye
ere you saw
You know where you made your mistake? You should have taken up your collection for the teenage canteen before the show started. By the time this turkey is over, there won't be a soul left in the house.
Please, Mr. Gillis, the Ellingboes are trying hard to be heard.
You are wounded.
Nay,
his soldier's pride. Touched to the quick, he said,
I'm killed, sire.
and his chief beside, smiling, the boy fell dead.
Go out there and do a soft shoe or something. You know, I had dancing lessons when I was a kid.
So did I, Mr. Gillis. Everyone had dancing lessons when he was a kid.
All right, let's do one together, huh?
Please, Mr. Gillis, our job is back here working.
That's easy. The hard part is out there watching.
Rather effective, don't you think?
Marvelous, just marvelous.
Oh, how can such big black lies come out of such pretty white teeth? Look, why don't we go out there and hoof before they empty the house?
Oh, please, Mr. Gillis.
I'm thinking of a little town where birds are singing, bells are ringing on the hill. I see you in that simple town, the memories bringing round my heart that old love thrill. I close my eyes and wander, in dreams I go back yonder. It seems I'm with you still by the mill. Where they made sweet cider, I made sweet love to you. Mill wheel was turning as I sat there yearning for one kiss, the sweetest I knew. On the hill, from the old town chapel, those evening bells would chime. That golden November sweet cider time when you were mine.
Oh, no. Come on, lady, dance with me, please.
No, be quiet.
For the teenage canteen, for the sake of sweet charity, before they tear this place down as a menace to public health. Come on, dance with me while there's still some people out there.
On the hill, from the old town chapel, those evening bells would chime. I always remember that golden November, sweet cider time when you were mine. Sweet cider time when you were mine.
Now, oh, honey, wait for me. Oh, honey, wait for me. Meet me down by the old golden gate, down where the sun goes down about 8. How my love is burning, burning, burning. How my heart is yearning, yearning, yearning to be.
How about evening up the odds, huh? Give the audience earplugs and blindfolds.
How my love is burning, burning, burning. Is yearning, yearning, yearning to be down among the sheltering clouds. Oh, honey, wait for me.
Well, doesn't she look pretty, Mr.
Do you mind if I use two little lambs in this number? It will give it a touch of realism.
Real land?
You'll see.
Well, you're on next, Mrs. Gillis.
Tally-ho!
That's showbiz.
Down in the mead, whereof he did play his pipe to the lambkins. Though the young shepherd lies beneath these trees, she still vows his pipe may be.
I wonder if it's too late to change my name.
Well, Mrs.
Mr. Gillis?
Okay.
Let's cook.
With Robin's pipe still slumber.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize, dear. I was gassed.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
I would.
Well, you ready?
Oh, well, what about costumes? We can't dance in these clothes.
Mrs. Adams, for the Lincoln-Douglas debate, will these costumes do?
The costumes will do very nicely.
You're not in a PT boat now.
This special meeting to investigate serious charges made by certain members of the Betterment League.
Well, I
Very glad.
Quiet, please. One at a time, please. Mr. Ellingbo.
Mr. Chairman, Mrs. Ellingbo and I are known far and wide for our fair-mindedness. There are some things that simply aren't done.
A teacher entrusted with the minds and hearts of our young people, showing off her legs in public. Disgraceful. And tying us up.
Lovely. Delightful.
What? I mean, her legs were lovely.
And delightful.
Very much like mine when I was a mite younger, of course.
Think of all the money we've made for the teenage canteen.
Disgraceful. That's what it was.
Yes, and we demand to know what's going to be done about it.
We're not going to do anything about it until we have a look. Will you oblige at the piano, Jethro? kids know jada, jada, jing, jing, jing.
Hi, Dobie.
Oh, hello, Clotilde.
Dobie, I've been thinking, would you like to take me over to the malt shop? Or if you'd like, we could go for a walk in the park. How about to a movie? To a drive-in? In my car? I'll pay. Dobie, you haven't even heard a word I've said.
Sure I did, Clotilde. Say, he's pretty good, isn't he? I mean, considering his age and the condition of his feet. Yes, sir. I'm real proud of Dad.
Dobie, once a gal was dreamy. Dobie, once a gal was creamy. Dobie, once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dream one at all? No matter, she's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own. Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, she's hers and hers alone. Dobie.
I'm scared. I better do something quick or I'm in big trouble. What am I scared about? I can give you the answer in 2 simple words. Melissa Frome. Ah, soft, pink, creamy, beautiful Melissa. She's a girl. What a girl. She's crazy about me. Perfect, huh? Well, that's why I'm scared. It's too perfect. Something's got to happen to spoil it.
Dobie, dear, I'll have...
Chocolate egg foo young sundae with double whipped cream.
Oh, Dobie, darling, that's exactly what I wanted.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Well, wonderful. That's simply wonderful that you knew.
Mhm.
You know, it's almost like magic.
Yeah.
What magic? Every time you two come in here, she orders a chocolate egg foo young sundae with double whipped cream. Big deal. What do you want?
Mrs. Tarantino, I'll just
Have a glass of water, please. Yeah, I could have figured that out. Empty Walletsville.
Yeah.
And we got no magic bond between us.
No.
Tarantino was certainly impolite. I think you ought to report her to the manager.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
Well, then I will.
Oh, no, Melissa. No, try to see it her way. She works so hard all day long, and how much can she make in here? In our circle of dimes known as a lavish tip.
Oh, I never thought of that.
And what's her home life like? I mean, if Mrs. Tarantino has to work in here, it means Mr. Tarantino needs her help. Probably sick, who knows? Probably lying there in bed staring at the ceiling encased in a plaster cast.
Oh, the poor man.
The poor woman. Running around in here all day, her back and her head and her feet must be...
Oh, bless you, Sonny. That's the first kind word I've heard since I come to work here.
Huh?
You know, if I've been yapping at you, it ain't me, kid. It's my feet. They're doing the screaming.
Oh, well, tell him I understand. Yeah, I understand.
That's the first good laugh I've had all week.
Yeah.
You're okay, kid.
Yeah.
Hold on to him, girlie. Good men these days are hard to find.
Dobie, you're the kindest, sweetest, gentlest person I ever met.
No, I wouldn't say that, but I'm glad you did. See what I mean? See why I'm scared? It's just too perfect. I finally found a girl who thinks I'm
Wonderful, divinely wonderful.
It is your love that has made me this way. When I'm with you, I feel fresh and sparkling and alive.
Oh, me too.
If I lost you, I'd be a ragged, useless, dirty wreck.
You rang?
Oh, hi,
Hello, Maynard.
Don't. You know how way out it feels to gleam your friendly face in my hour of need.
Maynard, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I feel like somebody just tossed me in one of them wagons and carted me off to the gelatin.
If that's guillotine, Maynard.
Yeah, guillotine.
Tell me what's wrong, Maynard. You know how I worry about you.
Well, I can't.
You'd like better.
I like need money.
I like had to ask.
You see? Doomed.
No, stop dramatizing. You know I'll help you. Just tell me how much money you need and why.
$6.26 on account of this chemistry course I've taken in school.
Maynard, you're taking chemistry?
Well, for the first 6 weeks, I thought it was a folk dancing class, and by then I was trapped.
The $6.26.
Oh, yeah. Now, get this picture. I'm in the chemistry lab, see? We're like working on an experiment.
Yeah.
And the place is like crawling with chemicals. And I'm pouring and mixing. And everything's steaming and gurgling. And fuming and bubbling. And foaming and frothing. And then it happened.
You mixed the wrong chemicals and...
Not then.
Not then, no.
But when I poured the milkshake from my thermos bottle into
Then.
it... Vroom! Vroom! The whole place looked like Hurricane Maynard through Zelda.
Maynard. So you need the $6.26 to pay the school for the broken equipment.
Man, like you should have seen it.
Maynard, enough. Here, be careful. It's practically every penny I own.
Gee, like, thanks, Dope.
Yeah. Maynard can get himself into the most ridiculous situation.
You're like a real human being.
Oh, Dobie, you're so warm and kind to waitresses and so
Yeah.
generous to your friends.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you've got a heart as big as...
All outdoors?
Oh, at least.
Yeah, well, Maynard needed the money. Oh, my gosh, the money.
The money?
Yeah, I was saving it to buy our tickets for the Kingston Trio Saturday night.
Oh, if I don't see the Kingston Trio, I'll die. Oh, can't you get the money from your father?
Surely you jest.
Oh, I'll die.
I'll get the money from my father. Get 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 money from my father. No matter how you say it, it sounds impossible.
I gotta kill that boy. I just gotta.
Dobie just made a simple little mistake.
Leaving a chocolate ice cream bar on the cash register is a simple little mistake.
He was probably just taking some money out of the register. He just happened to leave his ice cream bar. What's so wrong?
What's so wrong? 1, he was helping himself to the cash register. 2, he left a chocolate ice cream bar for change. 3, you don't think there's anything wrong. That's what's so wrong. Oh, every day hospitals get babies mixed up, and no, we have to get the right one. Oh, it's too late to worry about that now. For 3 months, I've been waiting for the bank to send a man out here to check the store. For 3 months, every day, I've cleaned and I've dusted and I scrubbed so that when he got here, the store would look like we'd be a good risk for a loan. Finally, the big day arrives. At last, I'm going to get to borrow $300 so I can make a down payment on a good used truck. The man from the bank walks in. Does he see a clean store? Does he see a dusted store? Does he see a scrub store? No, the first thing he sees is Herbert T. Gillis, proprietor, emptying out a cash drawer full of ice cream chocolate-coated nickels. Well, I suppose you found everything in A1 tip-top first-class credit rating shape.
Well, your store appears moderately well run. In general.
Mr. McCurdy, all I want is a small loan. Oh, it would be a big help, you know, if I didn't have to put up with that shoving and coaxing and cranking and all on cold mornings when I have to get out and push. My aching back.
Mr. Gillis, sympathy will avail you nothing. When my bank grants a loan, it is strictly on the merits of the credit risk involved.
Oh, we're a very good credit risk, Mr. McCurdy.
Oh, why, certainly. We've borrowed from everybody.
Good afternoon, Gillis Grocery. Mr. McCurdy, just a moment.
Oh, thank you. I asked them at the office to refer my calls to this
Help
number.
yourself.
Hello? Yes, this is McCurdy. If the money is not on my desk by tomorrow morning, I'll have no alternative but to foreclose the mortgage, Mrs. Tarantino.
But it certainly isn't the bank's fault that your husband is in a plaster cast. Now, where were we?
No.
Hi, Dad. Mom.
Son, why don't you go out in the park and play a little football?
Football season's over, Dad.
And how about a few innings of baseball?
Oh, baseball season hasn't started.
Chase the barrel, then. Now let me see you find an answer to that one.
You're acting funny, Dad. Aren't you feeling well?
Not lately.
Mr. McCurdy, this is our son, Dobie.
Hello, Mr. McCurdy.
Dobie, dear,
Hello,
why
young
don't you
man.
go upstairs and get yourself something to eat out of the icebox?
Oh, thanks, Mom, but there's plenty down here. This sort of fouls up the store's bookkeeping, but business has been so bad lately, it doesn't make much difference.
Dobie, dear, I have one idea. Why don't you and I go for a walk around the block? You need the exercise.
Oh, no, Mom.
Well, then I need the exercise. Goodbye, Mr. McCurdy. Goodbye, Herbert.
Daddy, I don't intend to wait in the car any longer. I'm dying to get to the stables and break that stallion's spirit.
Mr. Gillis, this is my daughter, Mignon.
Oh, I'm very happy to know you, miss. Could I get you a cold drink or something? Anything you want?
Him,
Him who?
the boy who was just dragged out of here. The cute one with the blonde hair and the weak chin.
Gillis, you must mean your son.
Dobie? Look, miss, why don't you give yourself a break and settle for a cold drink?
Daddy, tell Mr. Gillis to arrange an introduction.
Well, if that's what you want, but I don't see any reason for it. Oh, Dobie's a nice enough kid and all that, but he is never going to set the world on fire. In fact, sometimes I wonder if he's even going to get around to lighting the fuse.
I knew that the minute I saw him. That's why I want him. He's unformed, flexible, pliable, the kind I can mold and shape to fit my own taste. Give me the namby-pambies every time.
Namby-pamby? Now, just a minute, miss. He may be a namby-pamby, but he is my namby-pamby, and nobody's going to call him a namby-pamby but me.
Mr. Gillis, you are, I believe, applying for a loan.
That has nothing to do with my son. Has it, Mr. McCurdy? Has it? It has? It has. You were saying, miss?
I am giving a party Saturday night. Your son will be my date. Have him calling me tomorrow and we will discuss the details. Any questions?
No questions.
Good. Daddy?
You should meet her mother.
You mean Dad could really lose that loan on account of what I did?
I'm afraid so, dear. Establishing credit at a bank is a very touchy thing.
Mom, I really goofed, don't I? I guess I'm just no good.
Oh, that's not true, dear. You're a good boy. You're just a little thoughtless.
Just a lot thoughtless. I've got to do everything I can to help Dad get the loan for that new truck. Poor Dad, he's so overworked and tired and decrepit and worn out.
Dobie, dear, your sentiments do you credit, but you make him sound awfully old.
Well, Mom, he's pushing 45.
Well, dear, so am I.
Mom, I better help you home.
Now, thank you, dear. I think I can manage very nicely all by myself.
Just come along.
Like, hi. Oh, it's only you, Maynard.
Oh, it's only you, Maynard. Every place I go, it's like the story of my life. It's only you, Maynard.
Maynard, I didn't mean it that way.
Like how else could you mean? It's only
Look,
you,
I was
Maynard.
expecting somebody else. I heard the door open. It wasn't the person I was expecting. Here, have a piece of candy.
Sure, Bryce.
It was
It's only you, Maynard.
No, that's wrong. Maynard, I didn't mean to hurt your...
He's still here. Oh, it's only you, Maynard.
It's only you, Maynard.
Maynard?
What did I do? Why, what is it?
Dad, I want to talk to you.
And I want to talk to you,
Dad,
boy.
I've spent half
Now,
my
I know
life
I've been
looking for
asking you to
excuses
do
to
a
get
lot
out of
of
work,
things.
and I wouldn't
like
blame you if you never
But
asked
on
me again.
top of that,
A friendly conversation between father and son? Not on your life. That father's trying to sell his own son.
Are you selling your own son?
well, it's a cinch I'm not giving him away. Look, can you blame me for wanting to get in with McCurdy? His daughter walks in this afternoon, gets a look at the kid's kisser and likes it. Why, I'll never know. So I make a date with him for Saturday night, and he is going to keep it. He owes it to his poor old father who supports him, who walked the floor with him when he had the colic, who had braces put on his teeth so they'd come in straight, and who will break every bone in his ungrateful head if he don't help him.
Mom's right. I will not sell myself for money.
I'm not asking you to. I will do it for you.
Oh, I'd like to help, Dad, but you're asking too much.
Yes, you are.
Wait. Do me one favor. Just go over and see this McCurdy girl tomorrow. Just meet her. Just talk to her. That's all I ask. And then if you don't want to keep the date Saturday night, you don't have to.
That sounds fair to me, Dobie.
Oh, it is fair. Is it a deal, son?
So my father thinks I'm a human sacrifice, huh? Well, I'm not. I mean, I'm human, all right, but if that Mignon McCurdy thinks she's going to get me in her clutches, she's got another clutch coming. No, sir, I'm handling everything my way.
Remember, Daddy, when he gets here, I'm handling everything my way.
Poor fish doesn't have a chance.
Pop, here he comes. I'm happy to see he isn't arriving late.
He wouldn't dare.
Daddy?
I'm on my way. Hello, Mr. McCurdy. Into our parlor, said the spider.
Daddy. Oh, Dobie, how good. How very good to see you.
Likewise, Miss McCurdy.
You
Thank
may
you.
call me Mignon.
Oh, thank you, and you may call me Dobie.
I already did. Now tell me, Dobie, what are your school ambitions?
To get out, if I can.
No, dear boy. What I want to know is what subjects do you like best?
Oh, none of them. I just want to get out.
Good, I'm pleased.
You are?
You are clay.
Clay?
Clay. I am the sculptor. I will mold you and form you into the exact image I require.
Just a minute. Just a darn
The same
minute.
thing happened with my mother and Daddy. One look at him, and she knew he was the unformed, flexible, pliable type she was searching for.
No, just a minute.
Daddy, you know Mother has forbidden you to use that chair. The hair oil stains the upholstery. Now, where was I?
Out of line. Now, look, Mignon, I appreciate your feelings toward me, but there's someone else.
Someone else? A girl?
A girl. Quite a girl. We have an understanding. Now,
This girl, will she propel you up the ladder of success the way I will?
well,
Will she forge a solid rock of achievement out of the gooey clay of your mediocrity?
Mignon, she loves me, gooey and clay though I am.
I'm afraid I'll have to move up the heavy artillery.
You can move up anything.
Your father has applied to my father for a loan. This loan is needed for a down payment on a truck.
Poor fish.
This truck is desperately needed to save whatever is left of your father's aching back. This would prolong his careworn life. Am I accurate?
Accurate, but completely incorrect. A bank loan happens to be a strictly business proposition between A, the party of the first part, namely the bank, and B, the party of the second part, namely Herbert T. Gillis, my father. All of which matters has nothing to do with you. Has it, Mr. McCurdy? Has it? It has. Mignon, what was it you were saying? Here I am, caught on the horns of a dilemma. Boy, I mean, if there's anything you don't want to get caught on the horns of, a dilemma is it. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Melissa's beautiful and soft. Mignon is beautiful and hard. And my father's, well, what can you say about my father?
Now, stop wringing your fool head off or I'll knock your cord. Gillis Groceries. Oh, hello, Ed. No, I was just closing up. Yeah, I gotta stay open late these days to make a buck. Oh, the competition is murdering me. Gotta put in the extra hours if I'm even gonna break even. No, Ed, I haven't been getting down to Legion Hall lately. It's these hours. After all, I'm up in the morning. I gotta be down to the produce market by 5 a.m., pushing that truck of mine half the way. And on cold mornings when I have to crank that thing, it's sure rough on the lumbago. Then in the store all day, on my feet, which are killing me. Then after I close up, I gotta work on the books. Yeah, Ed, well, say hello to Shardy and all the gang down at the Legion. Thanks for calling. So long, Ed.
Oh, Dad, poor Dad. Keep this around your weary old shoulders, dear old Dad. I'm young.
What's
I don't
the
need
matter with you? Have you slipped a cylinder or something?
Dad, I want you to know that Mignon McCurdy's a fine girl, and I'm going out with her Saturday night and every night, as long as she and her new truck father will have it.
Oh, my son.
Dad, here, keep
Oh,
warm.
my
Keep
son.
warm, Dad.
Yeah.
I figure that in time I can get used to Mignon. I mean, I can grow kind of a shell, like an armadillo, or like her father. But Melissa, how am I going to tell her that we're through? Sweet, sensitive Melissa. I'll try to break it to her gently.
Yes, Dobie? Yes, my soulmate?
I can't do it.
Chocolate egg foo young sundae with double whipped cream.
Oh, Dobie, darling, that's just what I wanted. Oh, you're so gentle and so sweet and so understanding.
So yellow. Well, what could I do? How else can you treat a girl who looks on you as some sort of Eagle Scout with 135 merit badges? Nope, I'm not gonna do it. I'd rather do anything rather than hurt that sweet, sensitive Melissa. Mignon, you're not gonna like this, but there's something I gotta tell you.
Before
Now-
you do,
now-
how's your father's back?
My father's back?
His sore back, you know, from pushing that old truck around and waiting for his loan.
That
That back,
yeah.
yes. Now, what were you going to tell me?
I forgot.
You forgot.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Cut down.
So long.
You know, I haven't quite broken that stallion yet, but it won't be long now.
I'll bet it won't. All right, okay, I give up. So poor, sweet, sensitive Melissa will just have to suffer and lose the man of her dreams. Wait, what if it turns out that I wasn't the man of her dreams? What if she found out that under this sweet, gentle exterior, there beats a cruel, mean interior? Yeah, cruel and mean. I mean, I just pretend to be that way. Actually, my interior is just as sweet and gentle as my exterior. Maybe even more so. I'll do it. It's the only way. Either that or for the rest of my life, I'll have my father's aching back on my aching back.
It's like, hi, Melissa. I'm waiting for Dobie, too. You see, he's my good buddy. And when you got a good buddy like old Dobe, just meeting him and saying, like, hiya, good buddy, makes you feel big and important.
Oh, here he is.
Like, hiya, good buddy.
It's only you.
It's only you, man. It's only... Dobe, good buddy, you didn't mean it like that, did you, huh?
I
Did
meant
you?
it just the way it sounded. It's only you, Maynard, you unwashed beatnik. Now get out of here. I'm sick of that sloppy sweatshirt.
It's only you, man. Say like you didn't mean it, huh, buddy?
I said it and I meant it. Where's the money I loaned you?
I haven't had a chance to open up...
Stop with the excuses. Just cough up what you owe me or your father's going to hear about it. Or is he a deadbeat, too?
It's only you, Maynard. It's only you. It's only you, Maynard.
What'll you have?
Always have, Dobie, my sweet.
Oh, not again. Can't you think of anything more original than the same old junk day after day, week after week?
Dobie, my sweet.
And stop calling me Dobie, my sweet. You're like a broken record. Always the same words, the same food, the same expression on your face.
Oh, Dobie.
Hi, kid.
It's Mr. Kid to you.
Huh? How can you talk to poor Mrs. Tarantino that way? Remember, she's got trouble.
Troubles? Well, you hear what happened since last time. The bank foreclosed on our mortgage. Two fellas came in the house and put wheels under my husband's cast and rolled him right out of the house. We spent the whole night on the sidewalk.
Oh, gee, that's terrible. Well, you certainly can't blame me or the bank. Pay your bills on time or join Maynard's club.
What's going on? You were such a nice, kind kid, and now you turn into a monster.
Look.
Gee, you're a regular Mr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Call the manager. No flunky talks to me like that. Call the manager, you hear?
Dobie Gillis, I never want to see you again as long as I live. Oh, I thought you were so sweet and gentle and sensitive and... Oh, but that's only your exterior. Well, your interior is cruel and...
Mean.
And mean. Goodbye forever. Hurry longer.
And that goes for me, too, Ripper. Give me those extra glasses of water.
I'm not really... I was just doing that so she wouldn't...
Hello, Dobie. I heard about what happened down at the malt shop. You were wonderful. Everyone says you were hateful. Beautifully, magnificently, delightfully hateful.
Wait a minute, I didn't want to hurt those people. I only did it so Melissa wouldn't like me anymore. But Maynard's my friend, and Melissa's a sweet, sensitive, artistic girl, and Mrs. Tarantino's a nice lady who has to work hard for a living. Her husband's in a cast on wheels on the sidewalk somewhere.
Dobie, good guys finish last. You've got to be hard and tough. Grab what you want. Oh, I can see you now. Stampeding stockholders, closing down on mortgages. Oh, Dobie, you'll be the man I've always wanted. I'll tell Daddy to put through your father's loan at once.
No.
What do you mean, no?
Negative, no.
What about that old beat-up truck and your poor father's lumbago?
You keep your hands off my poor father's lumbago.
Don't. Man, did you stop talking back to me that way?
No.
No?
Negative, no, Mignon. No, I want my father to have that new truck, but not this way. No, I'll get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go down to the produce market myself. I'll work, I'll slave, but I'm not kicking my friends in the teeth when their backs are turned.
Be careful or you won't even get second portions at the poorhouse.
Gillis, I overheard your conversation with my
Oh,
daughter.
I'm sorry, Mr. McCurdy, but
How
I couldn't
did you
help
do
it?
it?
You see, Maynard's my friend, and how'd I do it?
Yes, how did you talk back to her like that? I've been wanting to do that to her mother for years, but tell me, my boy, tell me.
You start off by saying no, and no, try it. No.
I'm thinking it, but it's been so long I can't get it past my lips.
Yeah, well, what would you say if I asked for a loan?
No! Look, it works that way.
Yeah, be firmer now.
No!
No, negative.
Yeah, negative,
Now, try it again with more pain. Well, it took a lot of untangling to untangle this tangled web, but it worked out pretty well. Mr. McCurdy learned to say no to his daughter, and then he learned to say no to his wife, and now he's out at the stable trying to say no to a wild stallion. And I'm hoping he'll say yes to my father's loan. But the important thing is that I straightened everything out with my old buddy, Maynard G. Krebs. Oh, here he comes. Now watch this. I'm going to have a little fun with him.
Hi, good buddy.
Maynard, it's only you.
Oh, Maynard, only you.
Maynard, it's a joke. I wouldn't get a kick out of him if I said, Maynard, it's only you.
It's only you.
Look, I was just kidding.
Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone.